Well, hello, shitheads! I'm so glad you're here. And let me just say, Hannibal and Monty will be with you in just a bit. So, it's really important that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, look out for plunger points, and if you really like them, cast a couple dollars their way, because this shit ain't cheap. I'm just saying. Enjoy, and thank you for being here.
Previously on
Hannibal and Monty Shit Show!
I'm not at all. I'm laughing though at Grim Chris Eldridge because he said he called it cryptocurrency.
Yeah, yes.
Like that.
Oh,
like that.
All right, that's what we're calling it from now on. What's up, shitheads? In preparation for this Fast and the Furious torture episode, I noticed something. I noticed that the Fast and the Furious movies are basically Transformers movies without giant fucking robots. It's crazy. It's all the characters kind of line up and everything. It's super weird. So check this out. You'll see what I mean when you watch this. Let's get ready for an awesome torture episode.
My name is Optimus Prime. We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
But you can call us Autobots for short.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, here goes. The Cybertron dawn. Jaws of life. I'm so high, Bumblebee yellow, latest Camaro, Ricky smiling on you youngins, These little Darryls be looking at me funny like servers in Cracker Barrel, bringing death to these haters and raise them in life apparel. So don't transform or you may need bone marrow transplant. USC me, Coach Carroll, see how in another level. Can't give you nothing but truth, cause the word is in me like I ate some alphabet soup. I'm living proof you can win if you hold on to the real. Look what I done without a deal, all because of what Mr. and Mrs. Harper and Steele. Groupie chicks want my balls on their nose like a seal. But this a new leaf, turned over heated seats, Range Rover Jay-Z. Ain't my hover, no the one true son. Spit them fish and them loafers, give me loafers out the Kroger's and reupholster new sofas. I am here.
Hey, bastards. Can't defeat me. Masterpiece. Theater. Hey, bastards. Automatic. Battle guns to the bomber, shaking on us. Yeah. Hey, bastards. Blaze already. Never failing. Masterpiece. We are more than meets the eye.
What's up? In the midst of a world like this, gotta give it up for the world I miss. Take chances, live for the future. Take a look at what your life is. Stand and fight for the power, for your life gets devoured. Put a heart in this battle, take what is rightfully ours. It ain't meteor showers, it's the help that we needed. Now we're saving the world, so they're pledging allegiance. Leadership in the mind of a king, so we're leading these legions. How the hell we so sick, but depleting diseases? JOL is so ill, LA enemy too. Put the logo on blast, smashing the brand that they knew. When your life is at stake, just enough when I cut it. If you typically hate it, then you must learn to just love it. Put your mind to the task at hand. Think you will lose, you will lose. Think you'll win, then you'll win. It's a choice you must choose. Now that we have succeeded, and my mind is at ease. Place my hand on my chest, I can finally breathe.
You already know your guardian, Bumblebee. We are here looking for the Allspark. And we must find it before Megatron.
Freedom comes to those who fight. We're taking no prisoners, bringing them life. You don't know, but realize heavy artillery in the skies. It's the bastards in the fire. There's more than meets the eye.
Hey, bastards.
that Stan is not a great Eminem song.
No, I did not say Stan is not a great Eminem
Okay,
song.
what did you say?
What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the Beat Animal. Hannibal and Monty shit show. Holy shit. My name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty shit show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty shit show. Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit. So it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
This room to rot. Let the game begin.
All right. I didn't know. I didn't know. Monty, I knew you were cooking something up. I didn't know to what end you picked it up. That was good stuff. I like that.
Yes. And look, I want to hand out some plunger points. I'm going to start doing this before you say your We Are Lives. So Penultima said Monty had a stoner revelation worthy of a pan of pop brownies in a college dorm. You're getting plunger points for that shit. And and also E.M. Dubois, or this is just response to it. E.M. Dubois asked who the Ebony Goddess was. That was L.A. Anime, friend of the show.
Yes.
You've seen her on the show before. And
yes, she's been on the show many times. That was live action animation. We did that Transformers video. God, what was that? 10 years ago?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, it was somewhere between 7 to 10 years ago we did that joint. You can actually check that video out online on YouTube. It's got a couple million views.
Yeah. And I'm gonna post this version of it tomorrow. So
Okay.
I stole $3,000.
Oh, right out the gate. All right, we'll get that in a second. And wait, what was the other one? Who said it? Rotfeast Tender said Josh Fierstein has really turned around his image. If you knew who that was, Hannibal, you would laugh your ass off. And I saw one more. I don't know where I put it. I'll find that picture later, and you'll get your plunger points.
I got you. Never Do Well says, hey, Hannibal and Monty, thanks for streaming today. You guys are doing a good job of distracting me from my liquid diet on account of having my wisdom teeth pulled yesterday.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck indeed. Yeah.
Fuck.
That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. Yeah, I've never had to do that before, but I've had a root canal not that long ago, and so I know the pain that ails you, and anything that we can do to help, make that shit right, I appreciate that. All right, let's do this shit, all right? Monty, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, and we are live.
We are live as fuck. You
There
didn't
you go.
I missed my cue. Normally you give me the, are we live, Monty?
Okay, all right, let me do it again. All right. And we are live. Are we live, Monty?
We are live as fuck.
That's what I want to hear. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. I am Hannibal the Beat Animal.
And I'm Monty.
And this is episode 63. Maybe an episode about...
You thought this was going to be a street fight?
Or
You're goddamn right it is.
yes.
All right. I like it.
There we go. You
Yes.
know, the random I want to sound badass, how do I do it lines that happen in every Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lord,
You know what's fun?
Lord Jamarcus says make Hannibal do it one more time.
So do it again. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Man, oh man. It has been, look, y'all don't understand. Monty and I have been working on this episode nonstop for days.
Yeah, 9 fucking movies.
9 fucking movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fuck. Why?
Because they make a lot of fucking money. That's why.
They do.
That's why we have to do these joints.
They
so,
do. And I see why they make so much money. Also, like that's
yeah, I get it.
This time. Yeah,
I get it. Hannibal gets it. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So that being said, what's up, shitheads? And who was it? It was Create Beats. Guess 15 minutes. Dead on. We were 15 minutes late. So how many plunger points is that, Hannibal?
So because this is our torture episode, we are quadrupling the number of points he gets today.
I
So
stole $3,000.
instead of getting 15, he's going to get 90.
Damn. All right.
Wait. That's not quadruple. I can't add.
Yeah.
That's 60.
Yeah. Math better, Hannibal. Math better.
Yes. I need to math better.
All right.
All that time I was spending doing karate, I should have been spending it doing math. That's not a racist joke. That was just me saying things that were true about my life.
See, but you just made it racist by saying.
No, I didn't make it. I didn't. You can't make something racist by saying it's not racist. That's not how it works.
Okay, you dirty kinko, you Sam Panda.
Hey. Watch it, buddy. Language. Fucking language. All right? Anyway.
Yes.
Welcome everybody to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. Glad to have you guys with us on this Friday. We got 30 people watching, and we got 23 likes. I appreciate that. So thank you very much for everybody. Awesome. And if you haven't already done it, if you're your first time watching the show, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. You instantly get thrown in the plunger point game by automatically subscribing to our channel. You also get plunger points for donating money, which Hypothesis and Rockfeast Tenders both have done, and I shall read.
Yeah, read their Streamlabs.
Hypothesis says, for the record, I thought you weren't counting the 5 minutes that passed before you placed a bet, so I'm gonna pull a G-man and either win or sue for my points.
You know what, Hypothesis? We'll give you 30. How about that? We'll split the difference.
Look at you. He is just that, and that's what he tries to do with Team Monty.
We're not doing teams though.
I know, but you. So why are you trying to bribe people with points? All right, you trying to make sure they can get that sweet merch at the end of the month.
Yes. Speaking of that, the merch that I'm giving away and what it'll be is it'll be a coupon code to use in the Streamlabs store for the spectacular Web of Night Monkey mug that I made. And I just got a text. I haven't verified it. This isn't a Spider-Man episode, so I'll say it now. But I got a text from Devalagon, who's like diehard Spider-Man fan. So I don't know whether I should believe it or not, because he just wants it to happen. But it said Spider-Man's back in the MCU. I don't know how true that is. So
interesting. Well, if anybody would know, I feel like he would know. He would be the authority on it. So I'm still gonna research it, but we'll see. Feast Tenders also sent us some money. Thank you very much, Feast Tenders, who I've also been chatting with on Facebook Messenger. You guys can add us on. I don't know about Monty. Monty's kind of private. He doesn't really like talking to people. Like, he really talks about how he doesn't like y'all, to be honest. But if you guys want to chat with me, you can always follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And I will definitely interact and respond with you guys.
Oh, is that how it is? Is that how it is?
Rodfeast Tenders, who I chat with on a regular basis, says, just did all the acid I was supposed to give out to my friends. Fuck them. I want to be on for the shit show.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
One of these.
And I will chat with y'all on various social media platforms. If you're talking to the shit show, you're probably talking to me, because Hannibal doesn't put the work in and, watch our social media.
Wow. He, you know what? He tried it just now. But you know what? Not even going to let you.
Yeah.
You know
and Ian Dubois, I agree with you. That's me responding to a private message.
Okay. No worries. That's fine. Yeah. Lord Jamarcus also just sent us $5. Thank you very much, Lord Jamarcus. He says this definitely isn't an attempt to catch up to 4th place on the leaderboard. I like it. I like it a lot. Woo! Like Nelly said, it's getting hot. Shit. I like it. And Red Eye's in the chat. Viva La Caca to you as well.
Yes, Viva La Caca, Red Eye.
What time is it in Australia? Hold on. What time is it in Australia? It is 8:30 a.m. That dude is a fucking trooper.
Nice. All right. You're up early. I see what's up.
Yeah, super duper early. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Wait, I'm pulling up my notes. There we go. I got my notes back. I lost my notes. So
right.
As you just saw, we just read Streamlabs, and if you want to send those in, it's a steep goal, but I believe in us. If we hit this stream goal, you saw my comparison to Fast and the Furious and Transformers. I will draw a character from Fast and the Furious as a Transformer. Like, I think Dom is Optimus Prime. I think that's who he's supposed to, the type of character he's supposed to represent. But we'll get into that as the show goes on. But if you hit that stream goal, we are way far from it. October's a weird month. It seems like YouTube runs like art market money, but that's okay. We have fun doing this shit. But you can streamlabs.com/Hannibal and Monty show. You can also find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/5H1T show. We're going to figure out what to do on Twitch. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but we'll start using it. So you want to subscribe or whatever you do on Twitch. Facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty show. We're also live there. I cannot see that chat yet. Before we really get into this show, or while What's Eating Hannibal's happening, I will pull up the Facebook chat.
What we doing, check this shit out. What's the music segment? God damn it, I can't think what it's called.
Oh yeah. Have you heard this shit? All right, well, while that's going on, I'll pull up the Facebook thing. Instagram, 5H1T show. Snapchat is show_5H1T. Twitter is 5H1T show. Discord link in the description, along with the Amazon wish list. And the P.O. Box is P.O. Box 13013, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70185. So there we go. That's all that stuff.
Yes. Also,
I stole $3,000.
You gotta make sure that you give plunger points to Sir Marvin Manister. Right? Yes. Go ahead and throw him a couple plunger points because he says Team Hannibal because no bribing needed. There you go.
You know, and you see how he makes me give the plunger points when he's capable of doing it.
I want you to drink your medicine. That's why I want you. That's why.
Rub my nose in the shit. All right. Just do it.
And Destruction Inc. said Hannibal. He said to Hannibal, he said, "Sup, carpetbagger." That's hilarious.
I need to bring back that's racist thing. So
that's hilarious. That's what we should start doing. Like, we should just make carpetbagger a racial slur and just start calling everybody that we don't like that shit.
Or no, let's adopt it for shitheads. Look, from now on, when people say that, just tell them as a shithead, I don't appreciate you calling me that. Just be like, I'm a fucking shithead, not a carpetbagger. Our people don't like that.
I like it.
Shithead pride, people. Shithead pride.
I like it. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, go ahead and run. Oh, go ahead. What you about to say?
Yeah, no, I was about to say, let's get into it. Let's get in. Have you heard this shit, and then figure out what we're listening to next week.
Awesome.
Hey, wake up! Wake your punk ass up.
Who are you?
Have you heard this shit?
Okay, all right.
There we go.
I smell nothing. All right. So the two albums we had to listen to this week, the first album we listened to on Wednesday that we talked about was Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding. And this week we are talking about Khalid's album called Sun City. Who is Khalid? Born Khalid Donnell Robinson in 1998. Fuck my life.
Wow.
He is an American singer-songwriter. He is signed to Right Hand Music Group and RCA Records. His debut single, Location, was released in July 2016. It peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts and was later certified quadruple platinum by the Recording Industry of America. His current album is called Sun City. That was released October 18th of last year. And he had two very big singles on there, Better and the most recent one, Talk. You know,
All right.
And I just talk. You know what? Something's not right. Wait, we're not doing Sun City. We're doing Free Spirit.
Free Spirit, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you listen to Sun City?
No, I listened to Free Spirit.
All right. Just
Wait, let me look at the song. Yeah, I listened to Free Spirit. I didn't realize he had Better on 2 different albums.
All right.
So Free Spirit is the second studio album by singer Khalid. It is the follow-up to his 2018 EP Sun City, and includes the single Talk. Khalid also announced a short film to accompany the album, which came out in April, which Monty and I did not watch. So,
No.
Monty, as an artist, what did you think of Khalid's artwork for his album?
Yeah, I personally am not a fan of the artwork myself, but I think it's good. It's really good, and it fits the album. So it's well done. It's super well done. It's just not my taste. Like,
Also, anybody in the chat, if you've heard this album, let us know and sound off.
yeah. It's just not my taste, the album art. But the album art, it's good, and it actually fits the music. So shout out to the graphic designer that did it. You fucking did your job, and you did it right. This cover is great. Him standing on top of the silhouette of him on top of the fucking weird ass van with the flames painted on the tires, and what is that, a cat fucking a wolf and the number 19 behind it? Why? It's crazy, but it looks awesome. So the van looks awesome. the album cover is not my thing, but it works. It's effective, it's good, it says the name of the album and the artist. It's easy to read. If I'm looking for Free Spirit, I can spot it right away. Well done. Props. So What about you? What about you on the production?
The production on this album is, and I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, the production on this album is very minimalist. It's very sparse. It's very, songwriters would like to say that this is very open and expansive because it has the space to be able to write, however you want to write to it. I say it's empty, right?
Yeah.
It's like the production on this album, just like the production on what was the last I said on Shawn Mendes's album, it's like going into somebody's house and you'd be like, oh, you just moved in, and they'd be like, nah, I've been here like 2 years. It's like, where's all your shit at, bro? Where's your furniture at? It's like there's no furniture on this album. There's no every track is is very sparsely placed. Very sparsely placed drums, a little bit of guitar, some synth work, and then him singing, and that's it. There's not a lot to the production, but less is more sometimes, and I think for him it kind of works on this project. Monty, you have any standout? What's your summary of the album?
I actually enjoyed this album. First listen, because I've only been able to give this album 2 full listens. First listen, I was kind of unimpressed. Which is why I have to listen to this shit twice. Second listen, I was like, oh, shit, because I knew what I was walking into. It's like, oh, shit, this is actually really good. I really enjoy this album. This is a really good album. It's really well done. To me, it's got some really heavy 90s vibes going on. It takes me back. Lyrically, it's not my thing. I can't relate to any of these fucking lyrics. This is like I still live with my parents. Music. And I'm wondering what this person at school thinks about me. What am I gonna do with my life from this point on? Just fucking live. But it's coming from the heart. I can feel it when he says it. He suffers from one of the things I don't like about Drake is he always sounds like he just woke up. He sounds a lot like he just woke up and then went into the studio. That bothers me, but he's controlling it, so it's not terrible. I'm not a fan of that, but it doesn't take that much away. This is still a good album in my opinion. So, what about you?
This album is, it's consistent.
Yeah.
Is the best way. There's not a whole lot of peaks or valleys on this project. So, if you like one or two songs on this album, you'll probably be able to you'll probably enjoy the whole album. And if you don't like basically if you've heard the singles, you'll probably like the album. If you and if you don't like the singles, you probably won't like this album. Because the album pretty much falls in that same space. It's got that real kind of laid back Cali vibe. You know, and I get it. You know, I get who he is. Like when he came out with Location, I wasn't sure how his career would pan out in the music industry. But now that, you know, he's been doing it for a couple years and he's put out a little bit of content, I kind of see what he's doing, and I think he's doing a good job with it.
Yeah. And also, American Nightmare, no barology. Look, if you watch No Life Shaq, tell No Life Shaq, look, all of y'all that watch No Life Shaq, tell him he should come on the shit show. I fucking love him. Hannibal doesn't know who he is, so this will be great. Imagine him meeting him for the first time on this show. That dude's awesome.
Yes. What's your standout tracks on the album?
My standout tracks are Out of My Head. I fucking love that. 100 and Talk. Talk is my favorite song on the album. I didn't realize that was. Is that the single that he put out for it?
Yeah, that's the single.
I can't believe the single was the one that hit me. But Talk's a standout for me.
And it's funny, Talk is also the standout for me as well on here. I also like Better, and I like the Free Spirit song. I also like the intro. I think the intro is dope. But like I don't have any lows on this album. Like, as someone who grew up listening to R&B music, this kind of falls in line with the R&B music I grew up listening to. Like, it's not the same, but it embodies the spirit of traditional R&B.
Yep, that's what I heard too. That's why I was like, it brings me back to the 90s in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're on the same page. It was.
You got any low points?
Wait, let me look, because I didn't write them down, but I remember there was like 2 in a row that happened. I was like, I could live without, but overall the album is pretty consistent. Like, the lows are not like, and I forgot to mention, like you mentioned, Free Spirit. Free Spirit is a really, I love its placement on the album, and how from Free Spirit on, everything is just a little bit different. Like, he's playing around with, you know, different elements of the formula he's already established. It's a really good midpoint that says, all right, this is the album you're listening to. Nah, let me play with that a little bit. So, low points were Right Back and Don't Pretend. Those were the songs I liked the least. But, yeah.
I'm looking at my notes like it's going to matter.
Yeah.
Right Back, Don't Pretend. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I'd say if you're going to, if you're curious about him and you've never heard of him, I don't think he's for everybody. If you are a fan of 90s R&B, or you're somebody that's Zoe's age, I think, tell me if I'm right, Zoe. Do you like him? Zoe does like him. So that's what I expected. If you're somebody that's Zoe's age, you're a high school kid, this dude is probably amazing to you, because he is good. He is really good. I can't connect with him because I'm not there in my life. I don't. It's not my thing. Like, I do other stuff, but he's really good.
Who would you recommend this album to? Who is this album for?
I would recommend this to younger people that are looking for something different from all the other shit you're hearing on the radio that's actually good. Not just different for the sake of being different. Different but good. That's what this is. This album stands out in the landscape of music around it. So if you're a younger person and you're looking, and even if you're an older person, like, I'm gonna keep this album around. I'm gonna give it 15 plays, which this and Tool are the only 2 albums we've done so far that I'm giving that treatment to. So that's a high bar for me. Like, I think, even though I don't relate to it, I think this dude has a future. Like, if you want to hear somebody on the rise, check him out and listen to it. See what he likes, see what you like, see what he's all about. So, but mainly, I think his target demographic is younger people.
Yeah, I would say this album is for And normally I like it's for a specific group. I mean, it's for a certain group of people, but I think it's even more situational. I think this album is for high school kids that are studying and also doing like a Netflix and chill. Like we're doing a study group, but I might also try to fuck you. So let's put the Khalid album on and see what happens.
All right, Zoe,
that's what
stop listening to that album, Zoe.
Yes. All right. Okay. Now that we've done Khalid's album, also for everybody in the chat, remember, if you guys listen to the albums, right, or if you listen to the albums or watch the movies or any of that stuff, we will give you plunger points for participating in the challenges. So
yes.
So if you listen to the albums that we picked, then you guys are, you guys can join in and get some plunger points. Now, that being said, it's time for us to go ahead and pick next week's projects. So we always listen to whatever the number one album is. Now, the number one album this week is the same album that was number one last week, which is Post Malone's Hollywood Bleeding. He's having a good week. He's having a good run right now.
Yeah.
So because of that, we're going to listen to the number two album, which is from the Lumineers, and I want to say it's called 3, or I.
Lumineers.
So we'll be listening to the Lumineers 3 album, and now one lucky shithead gets to pick what the next album is that we listen to. And that person will be, let's see, I don't know, who do I want to pick? I just saw Kilo in the chat, so Kilo, pick a number between 1 and 200. Don't think you got, I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Yes. All
Yeah.
right, here it goes.
I want y'all looking it up. We want it to be random.
Yeah.
Let's see. So American Nightmare said, I'll do it. It says 42. Steve Bowden says, what list are we from? Yeah, we're picking from the Billboard Hot One, the Billboard 200 top 200 albums.
Yes.
So so pick a number between 1 and 40. Kilo.
There we go.
He picked 69.
All right. What is number 69?
69 is
69, dude. Huh?
Journey's greatest hits.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about Journey next week.
All right, so next week we will be talking about the Lumineers 3 album and Journey's greatest hits. Which Journey has so many greatest hits. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be that. Yeah. Also, we got a Streamlabs in between. So before Monty does what's up next, I want to go ahead and read another one from Hypothesis. He is trying to rack up these points right now. He says, I don't know what the MCU is, but I did hear Spidey is back in the... God damn it. All right, my bad. Let me start over. Hypothesis says, I don't know what the MCU is, but I did hear Spidey is back in the MGU. Also, no. Also, John Morrison just re-signed with the WWG.
I see what you did. And you got Hannibal to read that shit. Team Hypothesis.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, okay. Well played, sir. Well played.
Oh, I love it.
I'm reading it, and I'm just like, I don't know what the MCU is, but I did hear Spidey's back at the MGU. God damn it. Got me again. No more G puns, all right? Look, hopefully after we have G-Man on an episode once and for all, we'll be done with all the G-Man related shit. So.
Yes, we'll find out. This is the third in the G-Man trilogy, so we'll see where that goes. But I don't know. We'll find out. Yes. So, let's just get into what's coming up next. Let's talk about that so we can get into this torture episode.
Try to make it clout, cause we up next.
All right. So, next week, actually, we got Jeff Holiday joining us, which I'm super excited about. I've been wanting him on the show for a while. So, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We might gear the segments towards like some pseudoscience-y shit just to make it fun and interesting with him on. But we'll see. Or we might just have fun. Like, depending on what happens next week. Who knows what happens week for week? There's so much news we haven't talked about yet. And once we confirm this Spider-Man thing, we'll have to talk about that shit. And that week, we're not doing a Friday episode, right, Hannibal?
Yeah. Next week, we're not doing a Friday episode. We're only going to do our Wednesday episode featuring Jeff Holiday. And then the following Wednesday
It's our third episode with G-Man. So
what the fuck did you just call it?
I called it a Gepisode. A Gepisode.
That's for you.
Yeah. G-Man is coming to the shit show. And I'm pretty sure he's going to come and try to live on air negotiate with Hannibal for the Audacity. G-Man, just call us on Skype.
Yeah, look, and then here come the G punts. Will Jones says the G Renity. Fucking Penultima says Geology. Geology. Hypothesis says GF Holiday. Fucking E.M. Du Bois says I'm enjoying some KFG while listening to you guys. So bad right now.
Oh, it's so great.
So upset by this right now.
Yeah, and the episode after that, though, the Friday, like that week is going to be a busy week. We got the G-Man episode on Wednesday. Then 2 days later is our 1 year anniversary episode. So we will have been doing this show for a solid year, and we have got some awesome shit cooked up. But we need your help for some of it. I need more testimonials. Y'all slacked off. Come on, give me some more. Send me testimonials. Say whatever you want about the shit show. Talk shit about me. Talk shit about Hannibal. Talk shit about both of us. Or say good things about it. We don't give a fuck. Just send us some shit. And we got a nickel chat from Brian Harris.
Donated towards the final episode of the G-Man trilogy. God damn it.
Yes.
Thank you for the donation. I'm just the G-Punch, man. I'm so just like, G-Man is like herpes. It's like every time I think it's gone, the motherfucker flares back up again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just be thankful I didn't make him a surprise guest for that episode, Hannibal.
Mike says the Fast and the Fury Jai. Hypothesis says Angelic Initiative. You know, these motherfuckers, you guys are really, really, really just okay.
Yeah, you know what? When I calculate who wins the Spectacular Web of Spider Monkey mug, and it's one of those mugs that when you put coffee in it, it turns white. So when I calculate, the best G puns will get more plunger points. I'm gonna add those plunger points when I calculate tomorrow. And if I have whoever's top on social media, I'll send you a direct message with the code and we'll announce it on the next show. If not, we'll just announce it on the next show. Hit me up to claim your shit. But anyway, testimonials for the 1 year anniversary episode. Say whatever about the show, us, anything, what you like about it, what you don't. Just say some shit about the shit show. Talk some shit. And at the end, make sure you say, I'm a shithead, and why the fuck's my name not in the title? That's all I need at the end.
And you will get, how many plunger points are we giving to each person that sends a video?
I think
you say 200?
200 plunger points.
You get 200 plunger points if you send us a video.
Yeah, and you want to get ahead of the game in October, because October is going to be a fun fucking month for shit show. We got some good episodes coming up. And I will have brand new merch in October. I tried to have it for this month, but I've been busy prepping for the anniversary episode, so I'm going to give away an older piece of merch. But I will have a brand new piece of merch, and I'll be giving away some original art next month, and I'll show that off probably on the Jeff Holiday episode. So yeah, like, get that shit in. You can post it on YouTube unlisted and send us a link, or you can email the video direct to 5h1t_show at sweethalloweenandcollardgreens.com. I know it's a keyboard full, so
American Nightmare, there are no parameters. The only thing we want is at the end of the video, or you can do it at the beginning of the video. At some point in the video, just say your name, say you're a shithead, and ask why the fuck your name's not in the title. That's all you got to do, and you automatically, as soon as you log into the next show, you will have 200 extra plunger points.
Yep. Or not automatically, because I got a few I haven't added their plunger points yet. I was going to add them as I edit.
I'm just saying, if I was in control of the plunger points, you would have them already. Just so you know. So, Team Hannibal. Not that we're doing teams.
Not that we're doing teams. I just didn't want people checking for their plunger points going, well, I had this many last week, and there's only 20 more. That's not 200. So
now, let me ask you a question, Monty. I lost it. I just got sidetracked. I was about to say something, and I absolutely it's gone. Oh, the torture episode for October, Monty. So how we looking on that? Where are we at in the polls?
I need to update the list. I'm gonna speed round it. It's looking like. Wait, I have to look at Twitter for it because I haven't posted in a couple days because shit got crazy. So I'm gonna catch that up tonight and tomorrow. I'll catch it all up. But where we are right now, I'm looking at our list here. I'm fairly certain that. Oh no! Wait, which one am I on? Oh, it's Von Helton versus Brett Keane versus PragerU. Pretty sure Brett Keane won that. Then next we have cringy. No, we're doing Cringy Fights versus Bill O'Reilly right now. I need to see who won that. Okay. So the next round is going to be incels versus white people dancing. There'll be 2 rounds tomorrow, and then there are pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 more rounds. But I'm going to stack them up in the next couple days. So by the time the next episode rolls up, we will know what that torture episode is.
Yeah, so you guys can vote on all of our social media. You can vote right here on YouTube. We'll also be posting it on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you guys can vote any of those places. You guys are basically picking what the torture episode is for October. You know, it's shithead choice. So, you know, I always hate when we give you guys that choice. But that's what it is. Yeah. And in October, Monty and I, to add to the greatest comic book movie list of the ultimate comic book movie list. I apologize. I gotta say that for branding purposes.
Yes.
Monty and I will be reviewing all movies based on villains. So we're gonna, in conjunction with the release of the Joker movie, we'll be reviewing the Joker movie. We'll also be reviewing Justice League, the animated movie Justice League: Gods and Monsters. We'll be reviewing the first animated Suicide Squad movie called Batman. Wait, do we want to do the animated Suicide Squad movie or the live action Suicide Squad movie?
Let's do the live action one. Let's do both. Fuck it.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. We'll do them both. We'll do Batman Assault on Arkham, and we're going to do the Suicide Squad live action movie. And is that it? Is that 5?
I think so.
2 Suicide Squads. Oh, and the animated Batman Killing Joke.
Yep. So 6. We'll have 6. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Okay, so yeah, roughly those movies will be the movies that we're doing. So yeah. So those are that's just about what we got in October.
Yeah, and don't forget after the 1-year anniversary episode, the week after, we got the Geek Room joining us. Frank and Bran are coming back.
Hey.
So yeah, just confirm that. That ought to be fun stuff. And
of all the people I know named Frank and Bran are definitely in my top 5 people named Frank and Bran.
See, there you go. In top 5,
they're like maybe 3.
All right.
Yeah, like maybe they're my 3rd favorite people named Frank and Bran.
All right, that'll work. Does that count? Are you just counting duos called Frank and Bran, or people called Frank and Bran?
Or just individual, like people I know named Frank, people I know named Bran. Yeah. No, I'm doing combinations of people I know Frank and Bran.
All right, so they're your 3rd favorite. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
But that's look, listen.
That's pretty good.
Like number 1, like the Frank and Bran that's number 1. They're awesome. You know what I'm saying? One of them is a black belt in Muay Thai. The other one sells cocaine. They're awesome. Those guys are fantastic.
All right.
You know, they don't do a show on YouTube, but you know that's because they're always on the run from the law.
Yeah, you got to evade the cops. when you got to run, you got to run. So that's fair. That's fair.
Right. Which is a great segue into, you got any questions for me, Monty?
Yeah, I do have questions for you. My first question is,
What's up, nigga? You want to talk some shit?
Yes, the fuck I do. I do want to talk some shit.
all right, well, that moves me right into question number 2. Here it is.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah, that's it. OG, original gangster, original gangster, original gangster.
Women drivers, people who talk during the movie, customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA. They shit on Chicago. They shit on Miami. They shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers, Atlanta Falcon fans, possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians. They hate the South. They hate the rain. They hate the snow. They hate murder. They hate crime. They hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning. They hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons, blithering idiots, humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
Yes. So for this episode of for this What's Eating Hannibal, I'm about to say episode. I don't know if I should say episode or issue. You know, that should be What's Eating Hannibal. Is I don't know if it's an episode or an issue. But for this What's Eating Hannibal rant, Fast and the Furious films, I have a very specific rant about the first 2 Fast and the Furious films, specifically the Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious, right?
Okay.
Well, they basically just took the title for Fast and the Furious and just replaced the words "the" with numbers, right? But that's not what's bothering me. So let's get to it. What's Eating Hannibal this week? You know, as we do our torture episode about the Fast and the Furious films, I want to specifically talk about Fast and the Furious 1 and Too Fast, Too Furious. I want to talk about the shitty law enforcement in these fucking movies, all right? First off, LAPD fucking sucks, all right? Let's just get that shit out the way. When the very first movie happens, and they are having a street race, right? One of Dom's crew is listening to a radio tuned to police chatter. He hears the dispatch say that the cops are investigating a murder so they can race because the cops are busy. So you mean to tell me that all the cops in LA are busy dealing with this murder, that nobody else can attend to this massive buildup of people and cars? You know what I'm saying? I had the cops called on me and 5 of my friends for standing outside and talking too loudly. I had the cops called on me for being outside my apartment and talking on the goddamn phone. But these motherfuckers can't get a few dozen. These motherfuckers got a few dozen cars that are all blasting music and revving their engines loudly, but all of LAPD is busy with this one murder. I call bullshit. Right? Then, after the race takes place, Dom, aka Vin Diesel, hides his car in like a storage facility and then starts walking down the street. And as he's walking down the streets, one of the cops, a cop car passes him, sees him and says, "Oh, that's Dominic Toretto," and it proceeds to chase him down the street. Right? Now, if this here's my issue. Riddle me this, everybody. If the cop could identify him, right, on foot as Dominic Toretto, then what was stopping the LAPD from just going to Dom's family house, or going to Dom's family garage, or going to Dom's family restaurant and just picking this nigga up? Okay? And the FBI isn't any better, all right? Like, the FBI has Paul Walker, a.k.a. Brian, as an undercover cop, right? And then he's an undercover cop that's supposed to uncover this string of car robberies by way of car that have been taking place in California, right? So they put him undercover to infiltrate these street race gangs, and then he infiltrates the gangs, and then they're like, oh, we figured out it's the Asian gang, because all the gangs hang out based on ethnicity, right? There's no intercultural gang in LA. Either, like, all the black people was over here ruled by Ja Rule, all the Italians over here ruled by Vin Diesel, you know, fucking all the Asians are over here by I don't know what the dude's name was. You know, and I don't want to say anything racist, so we're just gonna call the Asian dude John.
All right, ruled by John.
Right. So like you know, Johnny Gong decides to fucking. They decide to fucking. Was so funny. Anyway, so they decide to. The FBI's like, oh yeah, Johnny Gong and his crew are the ones who's stealing everything. So then they decide to go infiltrate their lair, right? And then who do they send in with them? They send in their undercover cop, Paul Walker. What fucking sense does this shit make? Okay, this is bad FBI work. And then later on in the movie, Paul Walker and Dom's sister are trying to stop Dom from robbing these truckers, because these truckers are armed up and they're ready to kill whoever does it. So he's riding in the car with Dom's sister, who he's just revealed, oh yeah, I'm an undercover FBI agent. She said, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you were pretending to eat my tuna this whole time because you really wanted my brother, right? This is real shit that happens in the movie, right? So fucking, they're riding in the car, and he's talking, and Paul Walker's on the phone with FBI Command, right? With FBI Central. And they're like, hey, give us Dom's phone number, and we can track his shit, you know, to the GPS location. So he looks over at Dom's sister like, yo, what's Dom's phone number? Hold the fuck up. You mean to tell me the FBI has been pursuing this sting on the Toretto gang, and y'all don't even got this nigga's phone number? This is like 2001. There's only like a couple thousand cell phone numbers out there at the time. Like, you should have definitely had his fucking phone number. You guys are bad cops. And then it doesn't stop there, because then when we get to Too Fast, Too Furious, the FBI blackmails Brian back into working for them again. But at this point, there's a lot of people in the world of underground street racing that know that Brian used to be or currently is a cop. Is there no one at the FBI can, nobody else that the FBI can find to infiltrate this gang in Miami? Then the FBI lets Brian convince them to make Tyrese an undercover agent as well. Get the whole fuck out of here. This nigga's on house arrest. He's fucking in a demolition derby. Get the fuck, and he doesn't follow any instructions whatsoever. And he did 3 years in jail. Get the fuck out of here. I disagree. Now, let's get on to the bullshit custom agents that exist in this movie too. I got a whole lot of shade for all law enforcement, right? When they introduce Monica Fuentes, played by Eva Mendes, we see a truck being backed up into a warehouse. They open the doors, and in secret, undercover agent Fuentes is standing in the back of the truck. Now, I know this is supposed to be a reveal for the movie that the audience is seeing that her character is law enforcement for the first time, so I'll chalk that up to bad writing. But the next scene we see is of the bad guy drug dealer creating a racing situation to find the best drivers to drive his drugs from Miami to wherever he got to drive him to, right? The FBI has GPS trackers. The FBI has GPS trackers in Tyrese and Paul Walker's cars, and then the FBI assumes that these guys must be trying to escape. Why didn't Customs and Agent Fuentes notify the FBI of what was going on? And why, and like, ain't y'all on the same page, working on the same goals? Where's the trust? Where's the respect? So with the lack of knowledge of what Brian and Roman are doing, the FBI decides to ambush them at their destination. First of all, how the fuck did the FBI know where the destination was? Secondly, why did you try to arrest them on the scene? You have GPS trackers in their car. You could have got them at any given point. Why move on incomplete information and mess up a multi-organizational sting of a major crime boss? Bottom line, the LAPD is trash. The LAPD is trash in these movies. Miami PD is trash in these movies. The FBI is trash in these movies. And motherfucking Customs is trash in these movies. And that's what's in there.
I can't argue with you on any of that, Hannibal. When you're right, you're right. Like, shit. Why don't we, since you brought that up, like, let's just get into these movies. And before we do, I grabbed a clip of a scene from the Fast and the Furious 1 that I think the shitheads might want to see. So check this clip out. It's a clip from Fast and I don't think it'll copyright flag us. I think it's short enough that they can check it out. So let's see. Play this clip.
Hey man, he was in my face.
I am Groot. I am Groot. I'm Groot.
No man.
I am Groot.
Hey man, you know this is bullshit.
I'm Groot.
Yeah, it just started.
I
There we go. There we go. Just a little clip.
I feel like the version of the movie you saw was very different from the version of the movie I saw.
No, it's... What was wrong with it?
You know what? I'm not even dealing with you right now. So, Monty, what did you think of the very first? And if you've seen these movies, guys, let us know what you think and drop your grades in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Monty, what did you think of the very first Fast and the Furious film?
The first movie to ever be called Fast and the Furious. I thought it sucked balls. Flat out. None of it made sense. It was I found it complete bullshit when this torture challenge started. And look, throughout this episode, I am gonna tell you guys a story, but we're gonna take this one movie at a time. The story is gonna last the entire show. This movie was trash. I fucking hated this movie. I thought it was stupid. It was just an excuse for car people to go watch fast cars drive and not worry about getting pulled over. That's all it was. It was a car guy's wet dream. Lots of ass, lots of fast cars. That's what it was. It was, and not much in the way of plot. Everything was stupid. So, yeah, I ended up giving this one an F.
You gave this movie an F? Really?
I gave the first one an F. The first one, no. I was not feeling the first one.
Interesting. I actually gave this movie a C-.
Really?
I thought it was an average action movie. I didn't like, as far as the plot, as far as the acting. I thought everything about it was just middle of the road. It wasn't a very, and that's all. I thought it was just middle of the road. Like, and it's funny because when I remember watching it when it first came out, and then a couple years ago, like when Fast 5 came out, I watched 1 through 5 leading up to it. And I remember thinking then, I was like, wow, the first Fast and the Furious movie is the best one. And then I turned around and then I rewatched it again with all the other movies. And I'm like, if you look at the first Fast film in relation to all the other Fast films, it's definitely in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, it's bad.
Easily. But I'm not gonna throw it in the trash like Monty is. Monty thinks it's an F. I don't think it's an F. I gave it a C-. I think it's almost average. I don't think it's average. I think it's almost average because there's some stuff in there that's dumb as hell, but there's some stuff in there that kind of works. You know what I'm saying? So
see, I think for what you get out of this movie, you could tell all the important stuff in flashbacks through the other movies.
Yeah. Oh, and Mike, yes, we are doing the grade. You can go guys, go ahead and do the grade command if you want. Frustrated Atheist.
Oh wait, hang on. Let me make sure it's on.
Frustrated Atheist said cancel Monty.
Oh shit! I just got canceled.
Yep.
Don't cancel me just yet, Frustrated. See, and look, this is what happens when you cancel people early. I might be on your side, Mike. Or was that Frustrated Atheist?
Yes.
Give me some time. Give me some time.
Yes.
Don't cancel me too early. This movie gets an F, though. I stand by my grade.
Okay. I definitely don't think this movie is an F. I give it a C-. Let me ask you a question. If we weren't rating these movies objectively the way we normally do, even though I don't think your F is objective, to be honest. We'll talk about that later. Okay. If you had to grade on a scale of
and just so y'all know, when Hannibal and I argue, it's never anything serious. But it's always over objective and subjective.
Yes. Yeah. because Monty doesn't think I know what words mean, even though I have a degree in English. So
See, and there you go, fucking verbal clickbaiting me. I know you know what words mean.
Look, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay. It's undermining and demeaning, but it's okay. So, let's do this. Let's do this. So, if we grade these movies objectively in the pantheon of film, they're not going to do so well. So, this is what I want to do tonight. And I don't know if you're prepared to do this, Monty. I think you can do this.
All right.
On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being, 5 being the most, 1 being the least. I want you to judge the movies on a scale of 1 to 5 on how fast they are and how furious they are.
Okay. I'm prepared. I got this. I can do this.
You got this? Okay.
I can do this.
How on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the fastness of the first Fast and the Furious movie?
The fastness. All right. The fastness. Let's see. We got the speeding train. We got Race Wars. Like, that's something. Why the fuck is it called Race Wars? But we got. I'm sorry. That just popped into my head.
This movie inspired drivers to put flame decals and loud shitty exhaust pipes on crappy cars.
Yep.
Yes.
There you go,
Yes.
Angry Roach. Yes.
Angry Roach. Yes. Like, turn that $20 into 100 plunger points. Right.
All right. We'll do.
That's
right down Angry Roach.
He is 1,000. He's that movie inspired racers to put flame decals and loud shitty exhaust pipes on crappy cars.
Yes.
There's so many dudes out here with fucking loud ass Subarus because of these movies.
Yep. But the fastness, let's see. We got all that stuff. So, I would give this movie for fastness. I give it a. Can we do half points?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say 3.5 for fast.
3.5 on fast. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this movie a 2 on fast. The first Fast and the Furious movie is not very fast. Like there's not as much speed in this movie as you would think. Like, I think the most speed you get is towards the end of the movie where you see. Well, no, I'm gonna give it a 3. I changed my
There we
mind.
go.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because you got the truck scenes where they're robbing the trucks all at full speed. And look, I can't give it an F just for the simple fact of, like, when they're trying to rob the very first truck, and they're trying to rob the very, very first truck, and then the one of the Civics is about to get run off the road, and then it drives underneath the truck, right? And the fact that that's not CGI, that is a stunt person. There was a bunch of people that had to time that shit and practice that shit. That stunt is fucking fantastic. Yep. The reason they did it is ridiculous. Like, there's no reason to do that in the movie. He could have just slowed down. He could have just let that dude go and then caught him later. You know what I'm saying? You're like you in a supercharged Honda Civic. You can just catch that nigga later. There's no reason for you to put your life in jeopardy in that instant. But,
yeah,
is what it is. All right.
I mean, if you need to show off.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and the chat is not happy with you, Monty, about giving that movie a. Let's see. Lucas 1744315 says he'd give the movie a D. Mike said he would give that movie an A+. Holy shit snacks, Mike.
Damn, Mike. All right, A+.
Mike gave it yeah. Ian Dubois is like, I give Monty an F.
Damn. You know what, Ian Dubois and Mike, I'm canceling both of y'all.
Well, you know what? Luckily, Hannibal is Netflix, so nobody stays canceled. There you go. Ooh, Team Hannibal. And I'll fuck somebody up for you on site if you say the word. That's all I'm saying. Not doing teams, but Team Hannibal. That's all I'm saying. Kanye shrug. So, Create Beats says the first Fast film, he gave it a C. I'm trying to see what else. Penultimate says he gave it a C. Cheesy, dumb nostalgia for me. Yep. All right, I got that. American Nightmare says the last time I watched the movie, I was like 13, so I might be a bit biased, but I gave it a B.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't agree, but all right. And let's rate the furiousness or the ferocity of
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, all right. How would you, on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the ferocity of the first movie?
I think this movie is a 4. Like, it's furious. Like, think about, like, the diner scene with him eating the nasty-ass tuna salad. Mm-hmm. Like, that fight that happened for no good reason. Just because they didn't want him... That dude didn't want him eating his sister's tuna.
I'd also like to point out that at no point in these movies do they ever go back to that restaurant. After the first movie, that restaurant ceased to exist. Not only did that restaurant cease to exist, but there was some white dudes that was in Dom's crew that also ceased to exist. These niggas didn't die. They didn't get arrested. They just wasn't there.
Gone. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we end up getting Vince back later on in the movies. But what about all those other white... Like, I know one white dude got killed. One was Vince, who we end up seeing later. Yeah. What about the other? There's like 3 other white dudes that wasn't Paul Walker. Them niggas just gone. They just hit them motherfuckers with the Judy Winslow. Them motherfuckers just went upstairs and never came back down.
These motherfuckers in the chat are grading my grade. I see y'all.
Yes, I like it. Yeah, guys, go ahead and continue to grade Monty's grade. Let's see. I also saw somebody else. Brian Harris gave it a D.
All right. See? Well, come on, my people. Y'all need to stand up. Stand with me, not for me.
I don't know if anybody, but I don't know if it's not an F movie. Like,
it is.
Like, we've seen some movies that are Fs. Like, Exposed. You know, that's an F.
Fuck.
Catwoman is an F.
Fuck. Okay, okay.
Wait,
look. Hang on.
Steel is an F.
Hang on. All right, you got me. You convinced me. I changed my position in the presence of new information. It's not an F. You're right. I apologize. Let me reevaluate. Let's see. I got the monkeys in my head, typing shit, carrying stuff to the office. All right.
Why they gotta be monkeys, man?
Stop talking at the water cooler. Get on with the work. All right. I'm gonna back it up and say D.
Okay.
It's a D.
All right.
So there we go.
Juma P also gave it a C. All right, for the ferocity of this movie on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna give it a. I don't think this movie is very furious. I think I think. What do you got? You got the. What do you have in the way of ferocity in this movie?
You got the fight. Like, that was pretty furious. You got
I've seen better fights. So you know what? So I'll give it a 3 for the fast. And I'm going to give it a 1.5 on its fury. I don't think it's a very furious movie.
All right. Damn. Okay.
All right. Now that...
And Angry Roach said, due to the backlash. You see, this is why people don't change their minds. Because, no, in the presence of new information, Hannibal made points that were valid.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, you know what? I agree with that stuff. Mm-hmm. I am now irrational if I stick with this grade.
Yes. Brian Harris, look, thank you. Batman and Robin is a fucking F. That's an F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Yeah, yes. All right. So, we disagree on the Fast and Furious grades, but that's okay. What about Too Fast, Too Furious? That title is an F. The name of that movie is a fucking F.
Yeah, the name of that movie is an F, off the rip. And like I said, there's no project in life that was made better by the presence of Tyrese Gibson. So there's no film or television project that is made better by the presence of Tyrese Gibson. Like, is it just me, or does it feel like Tyrese's dialogue in all these movies, he's just ad-libbing the shit? Like, they didn't write no lines for this nigga. He's just in there just making the shit up as he goes. Too Fast, Too Furious is not a good movie. It's just not good.
Yeah.
The bad guy in this, his name is Cole Hauser, is always the bad guy in everything he's in. When you meet him, he has him do a racing theft challenge, which is weird and ridiculous. But then we see him. Then we see a dude get his whole car run over by a semi truck, and Brian does a reverse driving middle finger on the interstate. It's like the whole ludicrous. Like the movie ends with them like the cops are chasing them. They go to like this warehouse parking lot, and then they drive into the warehouse. And then next thing you know, the warehouse doors open up and like 10,000 cars come out, and the cops like, oh, we don't know what to do. We can't just. It's just the dumbest just ending ever. And then the cops, and then they end up basically switching cars. So like Brian and Roman give their cars to Ludacris and I want to say Sookie, right? I don't know, hot Asian girl, right? And then and then the cops end up catching Ludacris and Sookie thinking that they got Brian and Roman, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, and it was like, what seems to be the problem officer? What you mean? What's the problem officer? Nigga, you just aided and abetted. You going to jail. What you talking about? The movie's dumb as hell. They ended up like killing the bad guy by with a Dukes and Hazzard boat speed.
Shoot the moon.
Yeah, this shit is dumb as hell, man. The movie's a D plus.
Really? You get? I went D minus.
Yeah,
I went D minus. Like
okay.
That's where I fell on, and mostly because I don't know. The Tyrese ruined a lot of it for me. Tyrese is my least favorite part of all of these movies.
Yeah.
Like we don't need this dude. Like, why is he there? What are we doing with him? I just this movie was pointless. Like, we're replacing Vin Diesel with Tyrese now? No, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And
also drop your Too Fast, Too Furious grades in the chat.
Yeah. Wait, what did he say? Hannibal quit playing the race card when I got to pull out my Black American Express. All right.
Brian Harris says Too Fast, Too Furious is a goddamn F minus.
Damn. All right. Y'all are harsh. I had to be reminded that there are much worse movies in these movies. But this movie wasn't good. This movie was not good. This movie felt like filler, and I don't understand how between the first movie they said, you know what, that was so good, let's make a sequel. I don't know how we got to that, because that first movie wasn't good enough for there to be a sequel, but here we are talking about Fast and the Furious 2, and then 7 more movies we're going to talk about after those first 2, where there should...
Real quick, how would you rate the fastness of these movies on a scale of 1 to 5?
This was definitely fast. This movie was very fast. There were lots of races. There was lots of things moving fast, and then something moving just faster than it enough. Is that right? To crush it. So there's a lot of speed going on. So I give this a 4. I gave the last one 3.5. This one is a 4 on fastness.
I'm giving this movie a 3.5 on fast.
All right.
I think the fast part, like the initial street race, was good. The scene where the scene where the bad guy has them go to this parking lot and go to get this from this thing. I think that scene is cool. I mean, I think that speed scene is good, but everything else in the movie is like, whatever. What about the ferocity? How would you rate on a scale of 1 to 5? How would you rate the fury of Too Fast, Too Furious?
And to go along with Sir Marvin Manistar, you beat me to it, but for the fury, this gets points in the fury because of the ejector seats. You beat me to it in the chat, but the ejector seats do add to the fury of this. And we're not talking about how furious it made me, the fury that's in the movie itself, right?
Yeah.
Hannibal? Okay.
Yeah, right. Not things that made you furious watching it.
All right. So the fury in the movie, I didn't see much in the way of fury in this movie. There's a lot of fast, but no fury. Like, it was probably 2 fast, 1 furious.
You know what's funny? I like that, Margie, and you know what? I agree with you. I would, I give the movie a 3.5 on speed, on fast, but I'm giving it a 1 on fury. I didn't feel no fury. There was nobody was mad at nobody in this movie. It was just kind of like, I'm doing the job, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, that 1 fury comes from Tyrese towards Paul Walker in the very first scene, and then that's just done. It's like, oh, we're cool now.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we're square. We're good.
I've been mad for all these years. Today, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's joke about high school shit now.
Yep.
Nope. Don't believe it.
All right. Well, there you go. Now that we've done, now that we've talked about the first 2 movies,
yeah.
Let's go ahead and fair file.
Yeah, let's go into some fair files. Let's see what we got.
Yes. How big are your balls? Okay, Mr. Rashid. Are they ready for the truth?
Yes, they ready for it.
Just love it.
And how do they hurt us? Because they love Phil.
We don't need to give any time to that mess, do we?
We're talking about deliverance. See, I'm talking, so many people out there are captives. And I'm talking about homosexual lifestyle. I was delivered from something like that. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. See, I can talk about that sin. Hallelujah, because see, I was wrapped up, tied up, tangled up, and I loved it when I was doing it. Hallelujah, God came and purged me. Hallelujah, God made me get it the old-fashioned way. You just turn your soul unto me and I'll use you. But now I can shake for Jesus. Oh, another anointing of the Holy Ghost. Bless you.
Suck my cock, bitches.
God bless you.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Guilty or innocent. Innocent. Feed him to the
Yes. So for this issue, I did it again. I'm about to do it again. I was about to say issue or episode.
You just want to talk about that comic book. We didn't pre-show, so Hannibal didn't get to talk about the comic.
I know. That's what it is. I got comics on my brain. So yes. Where is the goddamn? There we go. Bam! I got it. All right. So the way Fair File typically works, everybody, for all the ladies and gentlemen, nerds and geeks and metahumans and mutants that's all in the chat. Every day I do a deep dive on the news. I have a news aggregator site that I go to. I'll go to the Associated Press, CNN, Fox News, InfoWars, Breitbart, The Blaze, Politico, The Hill, Reuters, MSNBC, etc. I'll read all these different stories, and when I get to the end of the stories, I wonder, did they get the story right or wrong? Was it accurate or inaccurate? Was the end result fair, or was the end result foul? But because we are talking about Fast and the Furious films, I made sure that all the fair files had to do with the movies that we were talking about. So I'm specifically going to do Fast and the Furious theme related fair files. So everybody in the chat, chime in. Let us know after I read the story. You guys let me know if you think it's fair or if you guys think it's foul. Is everybody ready?
Let's go.
There you go. All right. So the first story comes from comes from showbizcheatsheet.com, right?
Okay.
Which seems like this would end up being some shit we don't care about, right?
Yeah.
But and this one isn't related specifically to Tokyo Drift or Fast and Furious, but it is related to the Fast and Furious film, so this franchise. So I wanted to float it to you guys and see what everybody thinks. The cast of the Fast and Furious movies goes out of its way to keep Paul Walker's memory alive, but is it possible they're taking it to extremes? Nothing is confirmed, but there are signs that Walker's character, Brian O'Connor, could make an appearance of some kind in Fast and Furious 9, which is currently being shot for a May 22nd, 2020 release date. If they do, how would they do it? And more pointedly, should they? Now, I'm going to stop reading right there. Because that's the fair file we're going to talk about right there. Paul Walker played Brian O'Connor in 7 of these films. 7 of these films he played this character, right? I'm sorry, 6. In 6 of these films he played this character.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't in Tokyo Drift. Because nobody was. Because the movie's terrible. Brian Walker, unfortunately died a few years ago at the same time that one of the movies that Fast 7 came out. And I thought that they did a good job honoring his memory, in the movie and throughout in the previous movie, in the following movies that come after that. So now they're considering bringing back Paul Walker somehow as Brian O'Connor to the Fast and Furious in Fast 9. So to everybody in the chat, let me know what you guys think. Bringing back Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor in Fast and the Furious 9. Is that fair or is that foul? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
What say you?
I say it depends, because I don't know that it's fair or foul, depending on what they're going to do. Are we going to recast him for scene after scene, or is it just one scene to wrap up that arc? And how are they doing it? And I think it's fair, and it all depends on what they do. Like, that's one of my things, is like, let's wait to judge it to see what they do. Like, these people obviously love the man. So whatever they do is out of respect. I mean, there's some people in suits somewhere that are doing it for money. But the cast were actually friends with them. So, hopefully they'd step up if something was way too disrespectful. So, I say fair. I lean more towards fair. Do it.
Okay.
If y'all think you want to do it, do it.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I let's see what else we got. Pimp Monk says Monty's dancing is foul. American Nightmare says Monty is foul. And you know what? I agree with both of you guys.
God damn. What did I do to y'all?
You gave the first Fast and the Furious film an F when it's clearly not an F. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you did. Frustrated Atheist says foul. Brian should be left out of it now, just because it is what they should do since Paul Walker's passing. I tend to lean towards Frustrated Atheist on this one. Kilo says fair. If Disney can do it with Star Wars, then they can do it with the Fast and the Furious. That's also a good point. That is also a good point. American Nightmare says foul. They shouldn't be using a dead man to keep making money a few years after he's been dead. That's all right. That's also a good point. See, you guys got me on the fence now. So I thought I knew where I was going with it, but now I'm reading what y'all saying, and you're making some very poignant points. Brian Harris says foul. Vinny says I just can't understand. Yeah. Will Jones says if his family is cool with it, I'd say fair. Foul otherwise. And I gotta imagine his family has to be cool with it in order for them to do it.
Yeah.
But then, again, I don't really know how that works with Hollywood likeness rights and stuff like that. So that'd be something interesting to see. American Nightmare says if they give his salary to his family, then it's fair.
All right. See?
I like that. Yeah.
Well, I did see there's the Instagram shit of Vin Diesel with Paul Walker's brother on set, and his brother actually played Paul Walker in the whatever, I forgot which one it was, the one where they wrote him out of the story.
Yeah.
To fill in
Fast 7.
Yeah. When he died, his brother played the double for a lot of those scenes.
Okay, didn't know that. That makes sense. All right. Pimp Monk says foul for fans, fair for business. Sir Marvin Manister says Fast and Furious 20. Connor gets the prostate exam, drifts out of the hospital parking lot in his car. Give him plunger points for that. It's so inappropriate that I could not laugh at it. I could not laugh.
Yes.
Juma P says I haven't seen most of the newer Fast and the Furious, so I don't have a clue. Let's see. Angry Roach says foul. Destruction Inc. says depend on the CGI quality. That's true. Mike says fair. They already do it with musicians like Michael Jackson and Tupac. Yeah, but see, and that depends too, because it's like I've seen a hologram in concert before, like Lady Gaga concert years ago. She had this Japanese hologram open up for her, and I was confused. I was like, "Oh, it's a ghost," and I almost left. And it was like, "Oh, it's a Japanese hologram." Okay, cool. I see what it is. It was interesting. It's weird though, because it was like interacting with the audience. Like, is everybody doing a good time tonight? How we doing, Atlanta? I was like, it was super weird, man. It was like watching these lights perform and shit. I don't know. Let's see.
It's like watching the Gorillaz perform. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's the funny thing is I've been to a Gorillaz concert and I was confused then too. Let's see. Mike said, Jimmy Jackson says fair. Paul Walker needs a respectable ending. Okay. Creed Beat says foul. They're trying to profit from his death. Shot Red 555 says it's a tricky subject, but I'm going towards foul because they already honored his memory. Yeah, and that's where it gets tricky because I like the way they're doing it right now in the movie, and then it's like, so if you bring him back, you got to do it in a way that's, and I see it's bad because I want to say you want to do something that's tasteful for the story, but nothing about these stories is fucking tasteful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Brian Harris also says, I say foul. Putting him back in the movie just seems pointless. And look, on this one, I'm also going to call fair with an asterisk. And basically, I need to see how they do it first.
Yeah.
And before I pass, I can't really say anything until I see it because I didn't have a problem with how they used Carrie Fisher in the last Star Wars movie. I didn't enjoy the last Star Wars movie, but I didn't mind how they used her in that capacity. So it just depends. It just depends. All right, let's move on to the next fair file. Now, the next fair file is about, the next two fair files are both going to be about Fast and the Furious 3, or 3 Fast, 3 Furious, Tokyo Drift.
All right.
And look, I'm just gonna go and I'm not even gonna do a whole lot of setup on this one. All right. Tokyo Drift is a movie that takes place outside of the chronological order of the rest of the films.
Yeah.
All right. So if you were watching these movies from a chronological standpoint, then they would go the Fast and the Furious movie, the first one, then Too Fast, Too Furious, then Fast and Furious, then Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, and in between Furious, like somewhere in towards the end of Furious 6 is where Tokyo Drift takes place.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes place, it's not exactly between 6 and 7, but it definitely takes place after, like towards the back end of events that take place during 6 and 7. So my question is, here's my fair foul statement. All right, and you guys let me know if you think it's fair or foul. Tokyo Drift is bullshit because it takes place outside of the chronological order. Is that a fair statement or a foul statement?
I say it's a fair statement.
Tokyo Drift is a bullshit movie because it takes place outside of the chronological order of the movies.
Yep.
Let us know in the chat what you think. Fair or foul?
I hit you with the fair on that one.
You think it's fair? Okay, tell me about it, Monty. Why is that fair?
It's fair because as far as the story goes, yeah, it's bullshit. Because as a viewer, I don't know what the fuck's going on when I'm watching this. Like, why are we doing this? Where are the people that, like, you lucked out in getting to do a third part to this movie? Now nobody from the other two movies are in it? We're in Tokyo? What the fuck's going on? It's stupid when you get to it. It's completely stupid. It's dumb. It's really dumb. But when I step back and look, I see what they did. It worked. Still stupid. Doesn't make this any less stupid. So, because now, at the point this movie comes out, you got to explain why this movie is. I don't think you should have to explain art. Like I've said that on numerous episodes.
Yes, you do. You say it all the time. You won't shut up.
I don't think you should have to explain art. I don't think art needs to be explained if it's done right. If your art's done wrong, then yeah, you got to explain it. Then you get cheap likes because you get sympathy likes. But real art can make you cry upon seeing, watching, or hearing without explanation. That's real art.
I got you. Well, I think real art is supposed to make you feel something.
Yeah.
All Tokyo Drift made me feel was rage.
Yeah.
Let's see what the shitheads say. Sir Marvin Manister says it is fair. You know, and remember, guys, the fair file statement is Tokyo Drift is bullshit because it takes place out of chronological order of the rest of the movies. Sir Marvin Manister says that is a fair statement. He says, but it's bullshit either way. Oh, goddamn, the chat did that thing. All right, there we go. American Nightmare says fair because Tokyo Drift was an awful movie. If it was decent, I would say foul. There you go. Right. Destruction Inc. says it's fair and it's infuriating. Yeah. Pimp Monk says foul because they did not know they were going to do all the others. Well, whose fucking fault is that, Pimp? All right? That ain't our fault. That's their fault for poor planning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Brian Harris says fair. Tokyo Drift is a bullshit movie, period. Red Eye, also of the Morning Wood podcast. Also, if you guys haven't seen it already, you guys should absolutely watch the Morning Wood podcast. Pimp Monk, Red Eye, Luna, they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Pimp, I caught a little bit of your show today. I think it was yesterday. That shit looks good. That new overlay is awesome, dude. Go check out the Morning Wood. Even if you've seen it before, go see it now. The shit looks even better.
Yeah, well, not now because we're doing our show, but after our show, go check out this.
Yeah, after our show, check out Pimp in the Morning Wood.
Red Eye of the Morning Wood podcast says Tojo never made it to Darwin. Rated F for fart. Also rated S for stinker.
All right.
I like it. I think he deserves 100 points for that, Monty.
He's getting
let's
them.
See. E.M. Dubois says foul. Many series have installments that skip back and forth over chronological order. The Chronicles of Narnia did it too. Yeah, you're right. It did. Okay, that's a fair point. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some of this shit. Let's see. Shot Red 555 says it's fair. I'd like Tokyo Drift. I'd like Tokyo Drift, but I don't care for the series because of how wacky it is. I just remember when he was all about street racing. Yeah. That's what the movies were supposed to be about, and then now they're fucking heist films and international espionage and fucking Samoan rights and all kinds of shit, man. It's crazy. Frustrated Atheist says foul because then prequels would have to be out of the question and are sometimes the best. And you know what? You're right. But we're not talking about all prequels all the time. We're specifically talking about Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. How that played out. Because the way that worked is, like, imagine you got, with Star Wars, you got, and I always get the names wrong, but you got part 4 and 5, and then all of a sudden, Phantom Menace.
Yeah. And
that's what they did.
Yeah, and no, what they did was they gave us 4 and 5, and then they gave us the one that's coming out this Christmas.
Yeah.
And then they gave us Phantom Menace 2, 3, 4.
That's what happened.
Yeah, this shit was real weird. It was very, 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 very strange.
And here's the thing: there's no good reason for it. There's no good reason for it. It doesn't make the story more interesting. All it does was make you go, "Oh shit, it's Jason Statham." That is all that plot device does. Makes you go, "Oh shit, it's Jason Statham."
Yeah.
So bullshit.
Jimmy Jackson says fair because that movie is pure dog shit, unbelievable. You like that, don't you, Monty?
No, I was laughing at something I read on the Facebook chat.
Right. Kilo says, I say foul specifically for Tokyo Drift. It can be pulled off. Mike says foul. He thinks it's okay. Brian Harris says, I agree with Monty 100% on his statement on art. I think a lot of people agree with, I think most people tend to agree with you on this one. And you know what? I'm definitely calling bullshit on this one too. I think it's foul. I mean, I think it's fair to call this movie bullshit because of that. Because it's out of order for no reason. And I haven't done the research on this like I normally do, my deep dive on stuff. But what I would suspect is when they made this movie, they were probably having some contractual issues with Vin Diesel, and they were like, well, the franchise is still making money, so let's try to retool it for a younger audience.
Yeah.
And then they worked shit out with Vin Diesel, and then they made the rest of the movies, and then they had to try to figure out how to make this movie fit afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened, but I don't know that happened. All right, let's move on to the next fair file. All right, let me get my goddamn notes. So, sticking to Tokyo Drift, the next fair file is about what's the white dude's name in this movie?
Brian.
Brian is Paul Walker's name.
Yeah.
Who's the white guy's name?
Is he the white dude?
Yeah, who's the white guy in Tokyo Drift? The country dude.
Oh,
from Alabama.
Yeah, he's just a country dude. I don't know.
The Gaijin is what they kept calling him?
Yeah. Outsider. Yeah.
Outsider, right. So, here we go. Where is it? All right. So this fair file is about this dude's dad, right? Because in the statement I want to know is, well, the statement is the white dude's dad in Tokyo Drift is trash. That's the statement, right?
Okay.
Now, this is what I got to say to corroborate that. You guys let me know. If you've seen Tokyo Drift, let me know. The white guy's dad is trash. First, he misses his son's arrival flight because he was fucking a prostitute. Then, when his son gets to Japan, he puts his English-speaking son in a Japanese-ass school. Right?
Yeah.
That just happens. Then his son disappears for an undetermined amount of time, and when he shows back up, there's an Asian dude pointing a gun at him, ironically named Takashi. That's hilarious. And instead of disciplining his kid, he instead lets his son go off to go fight the Yakuza because it makes his son, as he said, a better man than he was.
Yeah.
The white guy's dad in Tokyo Drift is a trash dad. Is that a fair foul statement?
Fair. Fair. Absolutely fair. 100%. You nailed it.
Frustrated Atheist said his name is Sean. Thank you, Frustrated Atheist. Give him points.
Yes, I will give you points. And I'm investigating the humming. I think my neighbor's AC is broken and it's right up there. So, sorry about that.
Yeah. Monty always with his excuses on stuff, all right? Meanwhile, I'm just 100% running on fire. All my engines is firing at 100%, so I don't know what Monty's issue is.
Oh, is that what's going on? All right.
Yeah. Let's see. American Nightmare says Cletus. It just seems like the name from Alabama. All right, let's see. So, fair foul. Kilo says easy, fair. American Nightmare says fair. Someone needs to call CPS on Cletus. I don't even know what CPS would be in Japan. I don't even know how that would work. Like, you call somebody, it's like, hey man, you gotta call them, they're gonna be like mushy mushy, and then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, some American dude's fucking prostitute. That might not be, I don't know what CPS laws are in other countries. That might be something worth investigating. It's not something worth investigating. I don't care about that. Brian Harris calls fair. Shot Red 555 says it's fair, but the funny thing is, in Japanese entertainment tropes, they would be cool with that, especially in anime. That's true. That all does sound like some very anime shit. Penultima says fair, and he puts in, I quote, son, since I'm a bitch, you need to fight a major crime syndicate for me. Punch points for him.
Yep.
There you go. Destruction Inc. says fair, welcome to the world of white hot trash. Frustrated Atheist says fair, he is a complete dick. When his son leaves, he doesn't even look for him. He's just like, good fucking riddance. Yeah. He's like, good, my son is going. Now I can get back to fucking these prostitutes. Jimmy Jackson says foul. No one told his son to go to Japan to drift with ninjas. Okay. Give Jimmy Jackson plenty of points. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Jimmy Jackson, here they come. I'm sending them your way.
Yeah. Angry Roach says foul. Go to the airport or bang an Asian hooker. Come on. Right? Yeah. Look. If those are my options, you know what I'm saying. But it was like he was fucking the Japanese hooker, and he was like, his son gets there, and he was like, man, you said you was gonna be here on the 7th, and he was like, it is the 7th, and he was just like, oh right, I forgot that our time is ahead of y'all's. So wait a minute. You thought you were supposed to get your son yesterday. So does that mean that you didn't pick him up yesterday too? Did you miss him 2 days in a row?
Yeah, you forgot twice.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What else? E.M. Dubois changed his name to G.M. Dubois. It says fair on my new nickname.
Yep. That's just so that you have to say it more now.
Yeah. And Kimbo Castaniff says, I don't hear the humming anymore. I don't hear it either.
There we go. Yeah. The AC went off, and I think, let me know if my voice sounds good. I fucked with my gain, too.
Yeah.
Because I thought I could change it.
All right, and I got one more fair foul, and this one actually comes from the fourth Fast and the Furious film, the one that is called Fast and Furious. They was just like, fuck the word the. Let's just get rid of that shit. Fast and Furious. So look, in this Fast and the Furious film, Michelle Rodriguez's character Letty. So the movie starts with the gang robbing a gas truck in Mexico. Right? They steal a bunch of gas, and then after that, Dom is like, man, it's just getting difficult, blah, blah. So he abandons Letty, right? He gives her a stack of cash, and then he abandons her, right? Like a boss. And then, right? And then next thing you know, he gets a message that Letty's dead. There you go.
Yep.
So, and then we find out later on that Letty was working as an undercover agent to try to infiltrate this crime organization as a street racer. Like, stop me if you've heard this story 3 times already. So, but what we find out later on in the movie is that Letty was working for Brian and the FBI. She was working for Brian as an undercover FBI informant. Now, as far as everybody knows, Letty is dead, and Dom and Brian are now trying to infiltrate this same organization. Dom ends up finding out later on that Brian knew that Brian was the reason. Like, he knew that she was an undercover agent, and she was there working for him. But Brian never tells Dom this information.
Yeah.
Brian withholding this information, is that fair foul? Let's talk about it.
Foul.
Should Brian have told Letty? Should Brian have told Dom that, oh, by the way, you know your ex-girl that you abandoned? Yeah, I was the one who put her in this situation where she ended up getting murdered. My bad.
Yeah, he should have told him. Like, he already went through the shit of lying to the motherfucker once. Or withholding shit from him once. Like, now y'all are like best friends. Be up front. Like,
well, they weren't exactly best friends. They start to become best friends at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
So like Dom is still not fucking with him. He's like, yeah, you used to be a cop. Also, sidebar, in all these movies, there are 2 things that remain consistent. One, The Rock gets more and more muscular, and Vin Diesel's voice gets deeper and deeper.
Yes, it does.
Like Vin Diesel's voice is like, in the first movie, it's like, all right, cool, I got you. And by the time you get to like that 8th movie, it's just motherfuckers like, well, you just smoking every day? What the fuck?
Yeah.
That shit is super deep. I had to pitch his voice up every time I watched the movie.
It does indeed get deeper every time.
Yes. So, Monty, you call fair. You call
foul. No, I'm changing it now because they still weren't like friends like that at this point. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's fair that he kept it from him. It's the fucking Sam Witwicky, Megan Fox thing right there. Like, you expected to know all this shit, and we haven't even confirmed that we're dating yet? Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah. No.
So, yeah, everybody in the chat, let us know if you think it's fair or foul. Is it fair or foul that in Fast and the Furious 4, like, Paul Walker's character, Brian, had Michelle Rodriguez's character working undercover to try to infiltrate this gang organization. She gets murdered, right?
Yeah.
Murdered, right? And then he starts working side by side with Vin Diesel's character, and never tells Vin Diesel's character, "Oh, by the way, you know you're dead, bitch. I'm the reason that bitch dead." He never has that conversation with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a lot to bring up at the time. It's like, oh, we just got cool. All right, awesome. By the way, I helped get Letty killed.
Well,
Indirectly.
I wouldn't say that. I would be like, hey man, you know she was working for me when this happened. So I have a dog in this race as well. Like, I want to find the person that killed her as much as you do.
Yeah. All right.
You know. So that's it. All right. Well, let's go to the chat. American Nightmare was the first person I saw, and he said it's fair because you're a federal agent. The last thing you want to do is blow your cover, but I'm a cop, so I'm probably biased. And he says fair if, you know, he's an undercover cop. And this is true. He was undercover, but he was also undercover with the guy that he had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like would that have made it fair for him to be able to tell Dom then? It's like, oh, by the way, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's see. GM Dubois. All right. Give him more points. Every time you chuckle, I'm just gonna give
it was just on Facebook. Somebody said something funny.
Just stop your damn lies, okay? Anyway, he says I call fair on The Rock and Vin Diesel. Both those guys get my engine going. Jimmy Jackson says foul. Brian Harris says fair. If he's working as an agent, he's going to be required to keep a lot of shit secret. Okay.
All right.
Let's see what else. Mike says, I like this. American Nightmare says, how do you guys know I'm not an undercover agent watching you guys and that you're not on a watch list? Ooh.
That's true.
I like it. I mean, you know, Monty does a lot of illegal shit. Like, he tells me about so many crimes on the phone. It's crazy.
Yes. Well, we gotta talk about some of my crimes after the show. So let's crime talk after the show.
Sometimes Monty calls me and says, "Hey, Hannibal, you want to do crimes?"
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, bro, slow down. Can we just focus on the show right now? You know what I'm saying? So,
and I always say, how do I always respond? Every time I go, well, we can do crimes after the show, right?
Mike says foul. Juma P says that sounds pretty foul. Kilo says shit show is on my watch list. Give him plenty of points for that. Let's see. Penultima said that's gonna be an awkward Thanksgiving. Let's see. Frustrated Atheist says fair because Dom left her ass. What she does is her business. He has no say about what she did as a grown-ass woman, but fair so that Dom didn't do anything to keep him from getting in that organization. Okay. Angry Roach says the awkward homoerotic tension between Brian and Dom was too distracting for me. Yeah, I won't disagree with that either.
Yeah.
He says American Nightmare says he's gonna contact Jefferson Parish CD. So for PD. So first off, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing about that because Jefferson Parish PD is definitely not who we trying to fuck with at all.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Penultimate
they don't need to know about my crimes.
The Monty Cusa. I like it.
Yes.
Can't do crimes. He said, and I'm gonna contact Douglas County PD for Hannibal. God damn it. And I take away plunger points? No, I'm joking.
Yes.
All right, so that concludes.
Don't get in the way of our crimes, American Nightmare.
That concludes all the shit we don't care about.
Yes.
To the Fast and the Furious related.
Well, that's not shit we don't care about. That's
I'm sorry, fair files. I apologize. I'm pulling up the stories for the next. The next. Now, before we go on to that, Monty.
Yeah. I got another little video clip.
We haven't actually talked about the movies yet.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't we play this clip first to lead us into them?
Ooh, let's run it.
Yeah, because one of the things that we were talking about these movies was the weird language that they speak in these movies. So if y'all don't know what that language is,
car talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they have a whole language that they speak in these movies. Like, this shit was like, when they start talking about cars and shit, I felt like I needed subtitles, bro.
Yeah.
It's like they speaking another language.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's check this video out.
See the cool air intake. It's got a nice fogger system, the T4 turbo dominant, the DIS box, the engine management system.
We're talking forged pistons, bigger turbo, new rods, new crankshaft,
750 horsepower, 6.6 liter V8 Duramax engine.
That monster has never seen a set of taillights, ever.
She's about to.
What do we know? We know they have to be running custom engines.
The Hemi's putting out about 425. Sequential transmission.
That didn't sound like a normal engine.
Pull the seats, the doors, the battery. If it ain't the motor, take it off.
So you take all those hits and still stay flat in the corners?
Snap-on tools. All these lifts are brand new.
You're gonna need long travel suspension, limited slip differentials on all of
With
them.
the M153 Chrome remotely operated weapons station on top.
Direct port, nitrous injection.
And the yank will snap a speed on about 5 seconds flat.
Hydraulics.
Or magnetic suspension. Laughing gas?
Nah, Fed. This is Cuban NAS.
I want the demon love job between that and that. Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. Granny shifting, granny shifting, granny shifting, granny shifting.
There we go. There's some car talk.
Yeah, there are like whole swaths of that movie where it's like, there's a scene in, is it Fast 6 or 7, where they're all just standing around. I think it's, no, Fast 6, I think, where they're all standing around and they're just talking about cars. And it's just like, and they all just like, well, they can't be using this type of engine because the clutch is this and the guy that. Shut up.
Yeah.
Great. It was basically like a long AutoZone commercial.
Yeah. I wonder how. I would like to look up the sales numbers. I should have done that in preparation for this show, like for weird shit at AutoZone, before Fast and the Furious and after Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And wait, real quick, American Nightmare, you're welcome to do crimes with us. If that makes it easier.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Doing crimes is fun if the homies can't have none, right? Monty, what did you think of Tokyo Drift? 3 Fast, 3 Furious.
Tokyo Drift was trash. I was really feeling the torture of this torture episode when I hit Tokyo Drift. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
Why? How did this? Oh, it's because Hobbs and Shaw came out. That's why this ended up being the torture episode. We did this to us. Okay, so, but yeah, this movie was fucking trash. I fell on a D- with it because I have seen worse movies than this. But that being said, there are scenes of this movie that are fucking beautiful. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here. The car chases look really cool. The part where they're drifting around the mountain looks cool. There's a lot of cool looking shit. But this movie's bad. This movie's really bad. Especially knowing this is a series, getting to Tokyo Drift, going, like, when it starts, I think this kid is going to be, like, the new guy. I'm like, all right, we're going to spend some time getting to know the new guy. I didn't know we were going to spend an entire movie getting to know the new guy that we're only going to see one more time in this entire series. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
This movie made no goddamn sense. Why is it here? D-.
Yep. I actually agree. I'm also giving this movie a D-. Like, it's literally a letter shy of being an F.
Yeah.
And like, it's a half step shy of being an F. And the reason it doesn't get an F. So I think the first half of this movie is a C-, and then the second half of this movie is an F.
Yeah.
And that's why I got a D-, right? And the second half of this movie might actually be an F-. It might actually be that bad. But like, there's a scene where, like, after Han dies, Bow Wow is talking to the white guy, Sean, right? And it's like he gives him a bag of money and says, I think Han would have wanted you to have this. Now, I know he said that he thinks Han would have wanted him to have that money, but why? He just met him. Yeah, Han just met this white guy like 2 fucking weeks ago. Why would you give this dude all this money? Why would you give and Bow Wow's a hustler in the movie.
Yeah.
None of this shit. The only reason he gave him this money is because of bad writing. That's the only reason he gave him a bag of money. Because he needed to go to the Yakuza with some money, you know, in order to this, or that. You know what I'm saying? And like at the end of the movie, you know, like Sean, the guy Jin, finds the Yakuza base, and they just let him walk the fuck in. Like, and I was like, first off, how'd you find the fucking Yakuza base? Second of all, why the fuck did they just let you walk in? You know, and then why did Japanese Dick Tracy let him settle up his beef with a car race? I don't understand. There's no reason to allow that shit to happen.
Yeah.
You know, then he's like, okay, you want to settle up our beef? Cool. I'm going to have you race my nephew on this mountain that only he can race on. And Sean is like, cool, that's what's up. Let's do that shit, right? Then during the race, fucking his nephew Takashi, which is hilarious to me, fucking Takashi's car falls off the side of the mountain. Everybody watching the race begins to cheer, right? And you're like, oh shit, this nigga just died. And then he didn't die. He just got up out the rubble and was like, shit, I lost the race. Like, that is actually how the movie ends. So yeah, D- for sure. This is like, Tokyo Drift is a bad movie. The best thing about this movie is there are some very cool drifting scenes, and the scene that leads up to Han dying, that chase scene in downtown Tokyo is one of the best chase scenes they have, as they're like interweaving in and out of traffic, and then they're drifting around corners and stuff like that. The scene where everybody's in whatever the Tokyo version of Times Square is, right? There are like hundreds of people crossing the street, and then these motherfuckers drift through everybody. Like the crowd has to part in order for their cars to slide through. That scene looks amazing, and it's because of that and a few other scenes. That's the reason I didn't get this movie an F.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I agree. Like, we're in total agreement on this. And throw your grades in if you've seen Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, if you've seen Tokyo Drift, I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying that this movie is terrible. But I'm curious to see. How would you rate it on a scale, on a Fast and Furious scale?
I think Tokyo Drift is a 5 on the Fast. Like, all day, 5 on the Fast. Still, like, we get, Takashi's fury is pretty ferocious. But and then we got the fat dude in the sauna. I'm thinking of all the fury that we saw. Then we got the fight outside. We got the fury of that crash with Han. There's a pretty good amount of fury in this movie. 4 on fury.
Really?
It's got a 4 on fury.
A 5 on Fast and a 4 on Fury. Okay, yeah. I'm giving it a 4 on Fast because I thought it was, for the most part, this is one of the faster of the Fast and the Furious films. Yeah. But it's not that high on the Fury level. I'm giving it like a 1 or a 2.
Really? What do you think? What did you see lacking in the Fury that they showed?
I didn't see I didn't think there was a whole lot of Fury. I think that, the scene with Bow Wow getting beat up, but Bow Wow is Bow Wow. You kind of just want to punch that dude in the face. So, I'm not giving you points for that shit.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And, I'm glad it didn't adhere to stereotypes, but at the same time, I'm a little upset. Didn't nobody in this movie do karate? So, just being honest. Wasn't no spin kicks, wasn't no 540s, you know what I'm saying? Nobody said hi-ya, like no flying kicks, nothing. It was just, dudes just pulling, you know what I'm saying? Just like, just dudes just talking shit to each other in broken English. Yeah. That was what the movie was. So, and the bad guy in this movie cried when talking to his uncle in mid-movie. That's just weird. I can't respect you as a bad guy. You just watched you cry, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You could still kill me, but I'm still gonna treat you like a hoe now because I watched you cry. So there you go.
Fair enough.
I'm giving it a 4 on Fast. I'm giving it a 1 on Fury.
All right.
Now, what about the fourth movie, Fast and Furious? What would you give
All
that?
right, wait. And see, this is where I have trouble. Like, I got my grades written down, and this is what I sat here all day. Because after Tokyo Drift, these movies start to blur, and the plots start to blur.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is this? What are we doing in this one? Because that's what I have to remember.
Fast and Furious was the first one with Gal Gadot. It's the first one with Wonder Woman.
All right.
Letty dies in this movie. Brian is back.
Dies. Okay.
Brian is back to being LAPD. Yeah. I mean, an FBI agent.
I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're trying to catch. They're trying to catch the Mexican bad guy.
Yep.
But they're talking to his subordinate.
Yep. All right. This is the one with the tunnels. That's what I could have put in my notes. This is the one with the tunnels.
Yeah. That's what they should have called this, Fast and Furious Tunnel Vision.
Yep. Yeah. You got to give me, because this is where these names fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which movie's which, but I remember it's the one with the tunnels.
Frustrated Atheist says, I learned all my car talk from these movies. Don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but I sound cool enough in front of my non-car friends. There you go.
Yeah, wait.
Let me look at everybody's Tokyo Drift grades real fast.
Right.
American Nightmare gave it an F. Mike gave it, he says, Tokyo Drift and Asian ass plus.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Asian. If you like Asian girls, that's the movie for you. Even though they all spoke English, you know what I'm saying? You know, and then the main chick was Australian, which was also weird. But whatever.
Yeah.
American Nightmares, his name is no longer Sean, it is Cletus. Frustrated Atheist gave that movie a C- because it made my Texas country ass want to be a racer. I'm sorry. Racer.
Frustrated Atheist, Team Monty. That's all I'm saying. We're not doing teams, though.
He says, because it made my Texas country ass want to be a racer. Yes. Not that I know anything about cars or would be good at it, just because, fuck you. GM Dubois says, I left to have a smoke and come back to here when Han dies, and I thought we were talking about A Force Awakens. Then Hannibal says Bow Wow, and I thought he meant Chewbacca.
Who said that? They're getting points.
GM Dubois said
All right,
that.
GM Dubois, you're racking them up.
Yes. Brian Harris says, I have to give Tokyo Drift a G-. 1, because it's below an F. 2, because it's G-Man quality, and 3, so I can hear Hannibal say G again. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah. You know,
Let's see.
I think that's why September has been so slow on Streamlabs. I think people are banking for the G-Man episode.
Oh, Lord. Let's see. Adam E says A+. I'm positive he is trolling us.
Yeah, Adam E. Come on. Really?
Yeah. Let's see. Tokyo Drift was the last one I watched. Can't do no more. LOL. Yeah, and look, Lance Kasler, I felt the same way. Like, you watched the first one,
too.
And then you watched the second one, and you watched the third one, and you watched the quality just progressively going down. Like, you just watching that plane crash.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, but then they get better.
Yeah.
They get much better after Tokyo Drift. It's just, if you have to, like, and I'm gonna get to that later, because I just feel like with this franchise, you really could just start watching at 5.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
I mean, you know, if you want the backstory, you can watch 1 through 4, but you really don't need it. He says our next crime should be we beat up Bow Wow. American Nightmare said that.
I don't want to beat anybody up. I just want to do crime.
Let's see. And let's see what else we got. I think that's everybody's grades. All right. So now we on Fast
and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Monty,
yes.
what say you?
Yeah, Fast and Furious, the one with the tunnels.
Matter of fact, let me go first on this.
Okay.
Let me go first. I'm giving this movie a C-.
Okay. All right.
I don't have a lot of notes on this movie. It's a almost average action movie. It's not quite average. It's a little below average. C-. I have no other notes. I have nothing else to say about this movie.
Yeah, I found this one to be very average. I gave it a C. I enjoyed, even though the tunnels made no goddamn sense to me. I don't believe those people knew those tunnels that well. And I also don't believe that Dom and Brian learned the layout of those tunnels after going through them once.
One time, right.
I don't believe it.
Yes.
But it was fun, especially watching them get it wrong and explode out of the end. That was a cool shot. Yeah, and this one was pretty average. This is what the first Fast and the Furious should have been, in my opinion. Like, just get right in and let's just do it. Let's do some ridiculous shit with some cars. And here's a little bit of a story to go with it. Yeah. Average movie. That's
all right.
Yeah.
Well, Penultima gave it a D+. Let's see what else we got. Adam E says Tokyo Drift got me into Integris. Really? Okay. All right. You know what? I can see that. I can see how that movie could get you into certain types of cars. Yeah, I get that. American Nightmare says Fast and the Furious 4. He give it a C-, just like me. That's why I fuck with that guy.
All right. American Nightmare is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come do crimes with us.
Yeah. Team Hannibal. Let's see. Frustrated Atheist says
Team Crime.
He gave that movie a C. I enjoyed the movie, but it was so forgettable at times that I can't even bother with an A- or an A+, with a minus or a plus. Yeah, and for me, when I think about movies getting C's, if it's forgettable, it's probably gonna land in the C range.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember if it was good. I don't remember if it was bad. I've literally seen this movie 3 times, and every time I watched it, it was like I was watching it for the first time.
There you go.
You know, it was like, and I know what happened in the movies, and I still just like, I'm looking at it like, wait, what happened? What's going on? It's like, I don't know. This shit's crazy. So, there you go. How would you rank this movie on its fastness and its furiousness? On a scale of 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat too, if you've seen these movies, let us know. On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give this movie on its fastness, and what would you give it on its fury, on its ferocity?
Yeah. This movie was quite furious. I think this one may be a 5 in ferocity. Although I think there are movies that are more furious than it, so I don't want to give it the highest grade.
Well, we're just talking about it as it relates to this series.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm talking about other movies in this series. I think there are some movies that are more furious than this one. Particularly, like, and I'll just jump ahead. I think top of the heap for fury is Fate of the Furious. But I'm still gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give I'll do something different when we get there. This one's gonna get a 5 in fury. Fastness, we had a couple of races. We had the race in the tunnels, and then that race ended with some fury, with ramming a car to make a hole. So the fastness, not so much. So maybe a 4 in fastness, because it was still pretty fast. So a 4 and a 5. There we go.
Okay, so a 4 on fastness and a 5 on fury.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm also gonna give this movie I'm gonna give it a 4.5 on in the fury department.
All right.
And I'm gonna give it a 3 on fast, and I'm only giving it a 3 for the tunnel scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, which are absolutely ridiculous. There's the opening sequence of the movie, I think, is actually dope as hell, as they're trying to rob these gas, these fucking, not a gas convoy. It's like the 18-wheelers that they have the gasoline hooked up to.
Yeah.
That scene is dope. Yeah, the gas tankers. That scene is dope. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a fun scene to look at.
And it's fast.
Yeah, and it's fast. And there was a racing scene where like Dom and there was the racing scene with Dom and Brian and Brian is about to win, so Dom like hits his car so that he can't win. You know what I'm saying? It's like that scene wasn't really Fast or Furious. It was just in the movie. I bet you forgot that it was in the movie till I said it just now.
No, I remember that scene because they reference it in every other movie.
Yes,
because
they
Brian
do.
keeps wanting to race again.
They was like, "Hey, you remember that mediocre thing we did one time? I'm gonna keep bringing it up."
See, somebody sounds salty because I brought up Guardians Winter Soldier again. That's all that sounds like to me.
No, you know what it is? It's like, fuck you for that. What it is like, it's like you going to your girlfriend and be like, "Hey, baby, you remember that time we had sex for 7.5 minutes?" And you just keep bringing it up like you just did something amazing. Like, there's a lot of amazing shit they did in these movies. That scene was not one of them for them to continuously reference. So
yeah, true.
Bad on you. All right.
Yeah, and what's up, Scientist Sam? Welcome to the shit show.
Yes. Let's see. Frustrated Atheist says fastness around a 3.5. Furious, he's gonna give it a 4. All right. American Nightmare says Furious 4.3, Fastness 3.1. I like the points.
Yeah.
GM Dubois says I give Hannibal a 4.9 on overall furiousness and Monty a 1 on fastness. Monty is not very fast.
The fuck?
Right.
I don't know. It depends, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
And give Kilo Plunger points. He says also today in 1928, Sir Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Not related to the show, but I like it.
Thanks for the random facts every show, Kilo.
And you know what? I'm Frustrated Atheist brought up something great, and give him plunger points for this too. Because in the beginning of the movie, we see them like steal gas. Like they steal gas from a gas tanker, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I guess they sold one because we see them splitting the profits, but then we see them at a big ass party / street racer festival where they're just giving everybody else free gas. That was like the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's just a weird fucking. All right, cool.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, and that concludes Fair Foul. Now we can move in, and we've talked about the first 4 Fast and the Furious films. Now let's move on to shit we don't care about.
Let's go.
Now in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
That's bullshit. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. You know what? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
That's bullshit, Gary! Nerd!
Okay, music stops.
Send the beat fucking with you.
Yep.
Little stupid ass. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Now, for shit we don't care about, just like Fair Foul, for everybody, if this is your first time watching Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, first off, welcome. We're happy to have you. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Also, go ahead and consensually massage that like button, and feel free to throw us some Streamlabs or some super chats because this shit ain't cheap. You know, This show cost us money to put on, and Monty and I do a tremendous amount of research and prep equally to make this show run every week.
Facts.
Facts.
I do 95% of it, you know.
That doesn't really sound equal to me, Monty. That's all I'm gonna say. That doesn't sound equal at all.
Just roll with it, Hannibal. Just roll with it.
For this shit we don't care about, I made all the shit we don't care about stories related to the casts of Fast and Furious, Fast 5 and Furious 6.
Okay.
All right. So all of these Fair Files come from. No, I think it's Fast 5 and then Fast and Furious 6.
That's the title. Fast 5
Okay.
and Fast and Furious 6.
Gotcha. So this first shit we know. So I'm gonna read you guys a headline from a website. Like I said, every day I do a deep dive on the news. I'm gonna read you guys a headline that's related to the cast of these movies, and you let me know if you give a shit or you don't give a shit. If you give a shit, I will. If enough of y'all give a shit, I will read the story. If you guys don't give a shit, I'll power on to the next thing. Okay. So just let us know in the chat if you want me to continue reading or if you like fucking keep it.
I wanna put this out right now. American Nightmare already put a care in. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
So here we go. The first story comes from metro.co.uk. Right?
Okay. Okay.
Monty's already like not with the shits. Okay, here we go. From metro.co.uk. Vin Diesel singing Flower of Scotland at the top of his voice in the street is the video we never knew we needed.
No, I don't care.
You don't care about Vin Diesel singing Flower of Scotland?
No.
At the top of his voice?
I don't care. I
I want to know how high the top of his voice is. I think the highest his voice can go is everybody's normal speaking voice. That's what I think.
All right. See, you're trying to make me care, Hannibal. I don't
care. I definitely don't care. But let's see what we got.
Yeah.
American Nightmare says care. Destruction Inc. says read the pumpkin article. Give him plenty points for that. I'm gonna give you plenty points for that because that's hilarious.
Yes.
GM Dubois says he doesn't care. Vinny doesn't give a shit. Penultima says don't care, don't need it. Jimmy Jackson says he cares. Lance Kasler says he doesn't care. Brian Harris says I want to hear this shit. So I don't think we have enough cares to balance out the amount of people that don't care. So
all right. Post the link in Discord.
I got you.
Or email it to me and I'll drop it in Discord when I drop all the important shits in after we give the.
Gotcha.
There we go.
I'm gonna forward it to you now so you can go ahead and do that.
That's how we'll handle that. I'm trying to find a solution so that Pumpkin Gate doesn't happen again.
Pumpkin Gate is not a real thing. I feel like it's just a bunch of people trolling us. And you know what? I have a solution for that.
What's that?
For Pumpkin Gate. No, not now. I'm gonna save it for the show. I'm gonna save it for another time.
See?
All right. The next story comes from the good people at people.com because they always have such riveting stories. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be sarcastic. This stories are awful. Right?
All right.
So, from people.com, Dwayne Johnson shares the real story behind photo of his daughter throwing flowers at his wedding.
No, absolutely not. No.
You don't care about him sharing the real story behind the photo of his daughter throwing flowers at his wedding?
No, were they really grenades?
No, if there were grenades, then it probably wouldn't be shit we don't care about. It'd be some shit we actually do care about.
Yes, release the pumpkins. You're getting your plunger points again.
Shayla says she cares. She's fucking with us too. All right, American Nightmare says he cares. Frustrated Atheist doesn't give a shit. All right, here we go. Let's see what you guys think. See, anybody? Going once? Going twice? Jimmy Jackson doesn't care. Who else doesn't care? Anybody? And all right, I'm going on to the next story.
All right.
Because I really don't want to read it anyway. Let's see.
All right.
The next story comes from what?
I've never heard of that website.
Oh, okay. All right. I was about to say Hero IC Hollywood. What is this? Oh, Heroic Hollywood. Yeah, there's my English degree going to work right there.
And remember, when you pick Team Monty, you pick a team that can read.
Look,
not that we're doing teams.
This mask, yeah. Not that we're doing teams. This mask doesn't really allow me to see. So I'm looking at Heroic Hollywood. So heroichollywood.com.
Okay.
Right? Hobbs and Shaw star Dwayne Johnson throws shade at Tyrese Gibson with box office update.
I've heard this one already. No.
You don't care about the shade so first off, saying that any straight man threw shade at another straight man is just not some straight shit to say, is what I got to say about that. But let's see. Does anybody care? I heard you say my name. What do I care about? I don't know what you cared about. I just saw you cared about something. So I thought you said you cared about something. Hold on. Yeah. There's an I care up there somewhere. I don't even know what it was about. Let's see. American Nightmare says care because he's fucking with me. Frustrated Atheist says he gives a shit. GM Dubois says, well, I gotta go with the teams that can actually read, and I appreciate my novels. Sorry, Hannibal, I'll let you to lead, but not to read.
Who was that?
GM Dubois.
There we go. You're racking these points up tonight, dude.
Yeah. You guys are doing good because fucking the Batman isn't in the chat and Thrift Store Dan isn't here, so you can really run up your numbers. Jimmy Jackson says he cares. He wants to see The Rock fight Tyrese. All right, we got a couple people that give a shit about this story.
All right.
Let's see. But I'm gonna wait 10 seconds and see what comes in.
Let's see.
But I think we have enough for me to have to read this.
Oh shit. Yeah, we might have enough. Fuck.
Let's see. I care if the shade is that good.
It's not.
All right. I think. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm reading it. Fuck you guys. Okay, I already closed the story. I got to go back to it. Wait a minute. All right. From heroichollywood.com. I'm going to read until you guys tell me that you don't care. Okay. So Here we go. Monty, you got to monitor. What's the count we're going for? How many people got to say they don't care?
Let's see. What do we have in here? Let's see how many people are in the chat. This is how we'll figure it out. We got 33 watching, or 35. So we'll go with I don't know, 3?
Three people.
3 or 4? 4 don't cares. There we go. We'll go with 4 don't cares.
All right, so the first after 4 people say they don't care, I'm gonna stop reading this story. All right, here we go. Hobbs and Shaw star Dwayne Johnson just threw shade at Tyrese Gibson with a box office update on the Fast and the Furious spinoff. I feel like when I said shade, I should have snapped my finger like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Men on Film or some shit. Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw star Dwayne Johnson just threw shade at Tyrese Gibson with the box office update on Fast and the Furious spinoff. The tension between Dwayne Johnson and Tyrese Gibson over Hobbs and Shaw only escalated further recently when the Hobbs and Shaw star posted the global box office update of the Fast and the Furious spin-off film to his Instagram page. For those keeping score, Tyrese Gibson wrote a post stating that the Hobbs and Shaw global opening of 181 million wasn't a win, though he did slyly say he'd like to see Dwayne Johnson return to the main Fast and the Furious films. Most recently, Dwayne Johnson returned fire with his own post dismissing Tyrese's previous comments while celebrating Hobbs and Shaw's global box office returns of $700 million. An impressive feat, but Dwayne Johnson's shot... We didn't get enough people yet?
No.
Really?
Nobody has said don't care.
Not
a single one.
All right. But Dwayne Johnson shot at Tyrese Gibson, cheekily says, assassins quietly play chess loud. Clowns play checkers. Shots fired. Take a look at Dwayne Johnson's post below to read the full comments. Right? And let's see. Is there more? There's so much more to this story. Hold up, let me see. Is there more?
Y'all.
Let's see. Is there more to this? Is that it? No, there's more. God damn it, there's more. Is it? Let's see. Tyrese says, I have to show my respects for one thing. He tried. Folks called me a hater and attacked me for speaking out. Breaking up the family clearly doesn't have the value that one would assume it does. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, The Rock and the crew.
Damn.
Oh, and that's all Tyrese says. What do you think about Tyrese Gibson's latest comments regarding Hobbs and Shaw? Was Dwayne Johnson wrong to launch his own spinoff from the Fast and the Furious franchise? Sound off
All right,
on
we
your
got
thoughts
one.
in the comments.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Tyrese Gibson has been the most vocal of the Fast and Furious cast, speaking out against Dwayne Johnson's Hobbs and Shaw spinoff after it was first announced back in 2017. I'm so mad you guys are making me fucking read this. The spinoff pushed back the release of the 9th Fast and Furious film, which is currently in production, despite Gibson pleas for Dwayne Johnson to not go through with the project. We still didn't get enough, Monty?
No, we got one.
Rumors of a spinoff featuring Dwayne Johnson's character Luke Hobbs first surfaced back. This article is so much longer, too. Dwayne Johnson's character Luke Hobbs first surfaced back when the actor returns for the second outing as the now former agent of the Diplomatic Security Service. That's what DSS stands for? That's lame. In Fast and the Furious 6. Dwayne Johnson then found an undeniable chemistry with Jason Statham, who played Furious 7 villain Deckard Shaw, and returned in Fate of the Furious, in which he and Johnson stole the show.
2.
This and the spinoff led
3.
to...
Wait, no, it's 2. That's the same
led
from
to
before.
a major on-set feud with franchise lead Vin Diesel, and ultimately caused a rift between Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, and the rest of the Fast and Furious cast. Hobbs and we're still doing this?
We're still doing it. We only got 2.
Oh my God! Fuck! Y'all don't even like these movies. Hobbs and Shaw is currently on track to earn another $25 million in his second weekend at domestic box office. Meanwhile, the Fast and Furious films are now moving forward without Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. Director Justin Lin, from a script written by Daniel Casey, Fast and Furious 9 will star Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Nathalie Emmanuel, John Cena, Helen Mirren, and Charlize Theron. Fast and Furious 9 is currently set to hit theaters on May 22nd, 2020. Stay tuned for the latest news on
I stole $3,000.
Dwayne Johnson and the future of the Fast and Furious franchise.
All right, we got 3.
No, there's more. There's so much more.
We only need one more. Don't care.
Along with the premiere of the
wait,
season.
there we go. We got it. We're done.
God.
Lance Kessler and Kimbo. All right. Oh, y'all suck.
So that was the torture right there for the torture episode.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Damn indeed. All right. The next story in shit we don't care about comes from MoroccoWorldNews.com.
Oh, shit. Okay.
American rapper Ludacris in love with I don't know how to say this name.
I don't care.
Okay, I got you. American rapper Ludacris in love with Marrakesh after birthday celebration.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
You know what? I also don't care.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes.
I think we can just move forward. Fuck y'all.
Let's see. So do you guys care about Ludacris loving Marrakesh? Let's see. We got a couple don't care.
All right.
Say we get another don't care, and then we'll go from there.
Let's just wait for that one more. Come on, where is it?
Well, I'll go with majority rules because I also don't care.
Yep.
I'm going once, going twice. It's dead.
All right.
And the last story for Fair Fire. No, I'm sorry, I did that one already. And the last story for shit we don't care about comes from. Okay, this story comes from 3LMnews.com. 3LMnews.com.
Okay.
All right. The rundown on Jordana Brewster you need to see.
What? No, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, that's all it says. 3LMnews.com. The rundown on Jordana Brewster you need to see.
No, I don't. I don't care.
All right.
Don't care at all.
Does anybody else care? Does anybody else give a shit about this story? Because I don't give a shit about this story. I didn't pick this story because I thought you would like it. All right.
Yeah,
Brian Harris says, I don't give two hairy shits from a fat rat's ass. Frustrated atheist says he doesn't give a shit. American Nightmare says care. He's fucking with us.
American Nightmare is trolling the fuck out of us. All right.
He is getting us. I think he's logged in under a bunch of different names.
Yeah.
And Destruction Inc. says care suffer. All right. And GM Dubois says he doesn't care. And that concludes all the shit that we don't care about. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad that it's finished. My God is a good God. So,
well, let's take a break before we get to important shit. Let's take a break.
We haven't actually talked about Fast 5 and 6.
You want to do the movies before the video?
Do the video and then let's do the movies.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. All right.
Okay.
All right. Since these movies, like one of the things, like, and they really start hammering it home in this, and we're gonna start getting into it, is this whole idea of family. That's what these movies are about. So much like our family of shitheads just fucked with us and made us suffer through all that bullshit, here's the video that we threw together showing how much family is mentioned in these fucking movies. There you go, Zoe. Hit it.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Said Han was family.
You don't turn your back on family.
Family.
There's always room for family.
Your code is about family.
I already lost my family once. Family.
It's family. Your family.
This is your family. We're family.
You guys are a family. Family just got bigger.
Family reunion.
It's the only way you're gonna keep your family safe.
Almost killed my family.
Never should have messed with a man's family.
You never threatened a man's family?
Family is so important to you.
Look at our family now.
You're gonna betray your family. You're gonna turn your back on family.
Never turn your back on family.
Your family's family. Family.
Are you talking about my family?
I'm with my family too.
To make that family whole again.
Want to make this family whole again?
You and your family.
This idea of family.
Salute mi familia.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, there's about 20 more families that's not in that video. They talk about family a lot in those movies. That's all about family.
Yeah, like every other word is fucking family.
Yes.
No. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. I got distracted.
American Nightmare says, Hannibal, I do have sock accounts, but if I was fast enough to log into them each time, you bet your ass you'd be doing it right now. Damn, American Nightmare. That's hilarious. So give him plunger points for that.
All right. Here go your plunger points.
Yes.
Your plunger points.
It's all about family.
Family.
See, Penultimate says, we are family. I got all my criminals with me. And look, I started to make a We Are Family beat just for that video. And I didn't. I decided to use something that I had sitting in the vault. And then, now that Penn said it, it kind of reminded me that I probably should have followed my first mind. Anyway, but give Penultimate plunger points for being in my head. I appreciate that. All right, Monty. What did you think of Fast 5?
Fast Five.
And everybody in the chat, if you've seen Fast 5, drop your grade in the chat.
Yeah, Fast 5 is one of my favorites. Fast 5 I really enjoyed. Fast 5 was the one where they're dragging the fucking vault through the city with two cars. Like, this was the first one that was like a full-on fucking heist movie.
Yes.
I have a huge soft spot for heist movies. I fucking love those motherfuckers. Give me a heist movie, I'm in. I will watch the fuck out of it and enjoy it, even if it's bad. This movie, I will watch this movie again and again. It was just tons of fucking fun. But that being said, I ended on a C+ for it. It's, at the end of the day, it's still a C+ movie. I enjoyed the fuck out of it, but this movie is a C+. This was the first movie that I watched of the series where I was like, I'm not feeling the torture on this torture episode right now. I'm having a good fucking time with this movie. So yeah.
And I'm actually on the same page with Monty. It was like, of all the Fast and the Furious films, this is the one I enjoyed the most. And I think I could even argue that is this the best one? This might be the best of the 9. I got to think about that. I got to qualify that for a second. Give me some time to think about that. All right. But this is definitely the movie I enjoyed the most. I remember the first time I saw it when it came out, and I remember thinking to myself, damn, this is a lot better than I expected it to be. I didn't expect to enjoy it, and I did. Is the movie still ridiculous? Absolutely. Look, I'm going to do it real quick. I gave this movie a B-. Right? All right? I gave this movie a B- because I thought it was almost a really good movie. And the things that make this movie not a really good movie is the very, very beginning of the movie and the very, very end of the movie. And those two things are the things that I hate the most. Like the Letty reveal, I think is trash. But the Fast and the Furious series knows what it is, so it I don't really worry about it. At the end of the movie, they rob this bank vault in this Fast and the Furious style heist, and afterwards everybody like in all heist movies and all criminal movies, they'd be like, yeah, once you steal a large sum of money, what you don't do is go out making a bunch of extravagant purchases. So what do these niggas do? They go and make extravagant purchases. Like I can't think of the two Spanish dudes' names, right? Yeah. They fucking go to Monte Carlo and just start betting millions of dollars, while playing fucking roulette, which is ridiculous. Tyrese goes and buys a car that there's only 7 of on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
And
like these motherfuckers
buys one of the other ones.
Yeah, these motherfuckers just are out here just wasting money. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I just stole a bunch of shit and there's a big target on my back. Like, get the whole fuck out of here. So that's dumb as hell. But the other thing is, let's talk about how this movie starts. The end of Fast and Furious, we see Dom getting arrested, right? Yeah. And he's on the prison bus, right? The prison transport bus.
Yep.
And they find a way to break him out of prison. How do they break him out of prison? They flip over the bus. Like they concoct this plan where the bus is driving down the street, and then they figure out how to make the bus swerve, and then Paul Walker, aka Brian O'Connor, stops his car in the middle of the street. He just hits the brakes. The bus hits his car. His car is fine, and then the prison transport flips over like 15 times.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It was just like, first off, nigga, no, that didn't happen. Second of all, was your plan to kill all the prisoners on board?
Including
what made you think that this prison bus would flip over that 100 times and Dom not die? I don't understand. And but that's the negative that I have to say about the movie. I think once you've accepted the foolishness that is these films, this is the best of the films. The Rock made these movies better.
Yeah. I agree. This is where The Rock showed up. Yep.
Yeah, The Rock made the movies better, and then we got everybody in one place at one time. So we got, the Spanish dudes, you got Tyrese, Paul Walker, Wonder Woman, you got, all these different characters, and then you get the new character as The Rock. You know what I'm saying? It worked out fine. And it was a heist movie, and I have an affinity for heist movies. Monty?
Yep.
How would you, let me look at the chat real fast. Frustrated Atheist gave this movie a C+ because it had some really good things, but it had some terrible dialogue to it, and some of the scenes just didn't hit for me. And you know what? You're right. I probably should give this movie a C+ and not a B-. I think you're absolutely right. Penultimate gave it a B-. Brian Harris gave it a C. American Nightmare gave it a B. Okay. He's the high man today. I like that. Okay. Mike is no longer in the chat, because I'd be curious to see what Mike gave it, because Mike has been giving these movies very high grades.
Yeah.
How would you rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 5? Everybody rate how fast it is and how furious it is. Monty, how fast is Fast 5?
Fast 5 is not quite a 5 on the fast. That safe is holding them back still, like with the speed.
Mm-hmm.
So This is probably a 4.5. Like, the movies get faster as you go through. Like, there's a good bit of speed in this movie. It's 4.5. Right. Not the fastest of the fast, but a 4.5.
I agree with you. I would also give this movie a 4 on the fast. I think they actually did really well on fast on this movie.
Yeah.
How would you rate the Fury?
The Fury. The only person that really brought the Fury was The Rock. Like, he was pretty furious.
Yeah.
But I don't think his fury carried the movie as far as the Fury meter goes. So the Fury is probably about a 3. He brought about three's worth of Fury for me.
Okay. I actually, you know what? I'm giving the Fury on this a 4.5.
All right.
Yeah, almost a 5. I'm not giving it. No, you know what? I'm giving the Fury a 5. I'm giving it a 5 on the Fury. The scene where they're running through the favela, and The Rock is trying to catch Vin Diesel, and he's fighting. They're fighting off the terrorists, and they're fighting off the drug cartel. It's always a drug cartel, right?
Yeah.
But they're fighting off the drug cartel. At the same time that they're running on top of the buildings and they're fighting the terrorists, all that scene I think plays out very, very, very well. And the scene where The Rock, where Vin Diesel saves The Rock, I think that scene that's a good scene too. And at the end of the movie, where they're like not really talking to each other, but they're talking to each other, standing shoulder to shoulder, and it was like, I never thought I'd trust a cop. I never thought I'd trust a criminal. So next time I see you, all bets are off. He's like, all right, well, fuck it then. All bets is off. And that was just that.
Yeah.
Thought that was a great, and it also wrapped up the Vince storyline. Vince is the only character from Dom's original family that found a way to make it back into this movie. So shout out to Vince, getting his ass murdered in this joint.
Yeah.
I give this movie a 4 on Fast and a 5 on Fury.
Okay.
Let's see. American Nightmare gave it a 4.4 for Fast and a 2.7 for Fury. Okay. Frustrated Atheist says somewhere between a 3 to a 4.5 on Furiousness, on Fastness, and a solid 4 for Furiousness.
Okay. All right.
And how would you what you got to say about Fast and Furious 6?
Oh yeah. Why don't you go first on this one? I forgot the
this is the one with okay, I'm trying to think of which one is 6. Okay, I got you. Yeah, this movie was, look, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was, it was a fun movie. I think this movie also kind of falls in that B- C+ range. I think it's a better than average action movie. I think the movie actually suffers because like the Rock gets hurt right in the beginning. Wait, is this the movie where the Rock gets hurt in the beginning?
Wait, is it?
No, this is.
Wait, they blend.
7.
Yeah, 7 is where he gets hurt in the beginning.
Okay, yeah, 7 is the one where he gets hurt. All right. See, they all kind of blend together.
Yeah, this is the one. This is probably the most average of all of them. I'm trying to even remember the plot of this one. I know at the end is where that's the first time we see the connection to Tokyo
Drift and Han and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, this is where what's her name comes back. This is where that whole plot gets set up.
Oh yeah, so this is the movie where Letty comes back.
Letty.
Yeah. This is the movie where Michelle Rodriguez's character comes back. It's like, you thought this bitch was dead. Well, guess what? She's not really dead because it's almost like a Marvel comic, and nobody stays dead except Uncle Ben. Yeah, you know what? As I think about it, I can't really remember what this movie was. It was entertaining and forgettable.
This was the Get Letty Back in the Series movie.
Yeah, that was Get Letty Back in the Series. She's a bad guy, but not really. And yeah, I have to give this movie a C. I don't even really remember it. I remember there's 2 things I remember about this movie, and neither of the things I remember about this movie is good. One is Brian O'Connor sneaking back into the United States so he can be arrested, so he can be locked up with the bad guy from Fast 4, so he can get information on who's committing crimes in Fast 6.
Yep.
Right? which is a stupid plan, right?
Yep.
Because he is an internationally wanted criminal.
Yep.
That snuck back into the United States as a fake criminal.
Yeah.
So he could be brought to jail and hope that he doesn't get discovered. And they was like, oh yeah, you got about an hour, and then after that, they're going to know who you really are. Well, if in an hour they're going to know who I really am, then aren't they going to know your dumbass helped me get here? It's just a dumbass plot, man.
So that means you're doing crimes too. That means we're doing crimes together.
And then the end of the movie, they fucking crash a plane into... They fucking crash a plane, but then Vin Diesel drives his car through a crashing, exploding plane. It's just ridiculous. Wonder Woman dies. Han dies. It's just a lot of shit happens in that movie. Yeah, I'm giving that movie a C.
Yeah.
See, y'all, you made me change my mind. I was gonna give it like a B, in the B minus C plus range, but no, it's a C. Because as I think about it, I can't even really remember what happened in that movie. So yeah, I give it a C.
Yeah, I'm in the same place with it. I'm flat out C. C, and I'm just gonna roll right into, like, you covered everything I could possibly say about this. This movie was average. It was an excuse to bring Letty back, and it was. Oh, also side note. When I do when I do crimes with my crime buddies, I like to fist bump after the crimes and go, crimes.
That's a very Fast and the Furious way to do crimes too.
Yeah. So that's just how I am with my crime buddies.
Let's see. Penultimate gave Fast 6 a C. American Nightmare gave it a C. Frustrated Atheist gave it a C. He says a C. It is entertaining while watching it, but it is also extremely forgettable. I have watched it a handful of times and can only remember some parts. Yeah, and it's like this is when the movies start to really just kind of just blend together.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Fast 5, 6, and 7 all kind of just 5, 6, 7, and 8 all kind of just do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Monty, how would you rate them on on their fastness and their furiousness? I think I would give Fast 6.
Well, didn't we just did oh yeah, this is Fast 6. Never mind. Mixing them up.
Yeah, we're mixing them up. I guess I got to give them both 3s. I honestly can't remember.
Well, I will say this one with the Fast, because I give this one 4 on Fast, because we got those ramp cars in this.
Yeah.
And shit flies with those ramp cars.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
And
it did. But
I think that ups the speed, and they're more aerodynamic, so they can go faster and get more air on those cars. And like, you got that scene where Paul Walker hits the ramp car when he's not expecting it, and you see him scream shit. I'm putting that into one of our intros, him mouthing the word shit while something's going on, because that shit's great. But yeah, we got a lot of Fast from that, so I give it a 4 in Fast.
Okay. I'm giving it 3 on Fast, 3 on Fury. I watched it and I can't remember it. Like, I just watched it. I watched it not 48 hours ago, and I can't remember it.
Yeah, I give it a 3 on Fury too. So
yeah, so that's that. Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes Fast 5 and 6 and shit we don't care about.
Yeah. So let's go on to important shit, because I got some important shit.
Awesome.
FlyingZombies.com, Blog Talk Radio, and Team MFN proudly present Hannibal and Monty's Action News with L. Damon on sports, Keith, the man on the street, meteorologist scientist Mel on weather, and Hannibal and Monty's Action News anchors, Hannibal and Monty. And now, here's lead anchor Monty with Monty's important shit.
There we go. All right.
Yes.
So you timed that shit perfectly. So, important shit. We didn't do it last week. I don't know how many of y'all are watching right now. I don't have it in front of me. Got my articles pulled up. But the way important shit works is this time I got 3 stories for you. They're all related to the Fast and the Furious. One of them is fake. And 7 plunger points for every shithead that guesses. Like, your odds are better of winning this time. And Mike isn't in there, so you can't cheat off his paper this time either.
I was about to read something from Penultimate, and then I go ahead. That was hilarious.
All right.
You caught me off guard with your humor.
Oh, wait. You sent a... Oh, yeah, you did send a Streamlabs, Penultimate. Wait. I'm going to give the rules for important shit, and before I read the stories, I'll read your Streamlabs. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to read the 3 stories, and one of them is fake. 2 of them are real. Guess which one is fake, and you get 7 plunger points. Simple as that. Just type it in the chat below. I don't have the bot set up with the command tonight because we're using the grade command tonight. I need to figure out how to fix that. And that being said, before I read them, I'm going to read... Y'all can decide whether this Penultimate Streamlab is real or fake once it pulls up.
I already have it pulled up, Penultimate, because I respect you as a shithead and a member of Team Monty. Now, then we're doing teams. He says, welcome to the torture episode, Hannibal. Care, by the way.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah,
yeah, and you know why we didn't read it? It came in while that fucking torture was happening, and we forgot. It was like, put all of that behind us. Let's forget any of it happened. And there was a Streamlabs in there.
Yeah, it was a stream. That's right. It was a Streamlabs that came in. All right. So Monty's gonna read 3 stories.
Yep.
One of these stories is false. 2 of these stories are true.
Yep.
Whoever gets it right gets plunger points.
Yes.
But you're only allowed to vote once.
Yes. Yes.
So
only once.
You gotta listen to him read all the stories first.
Yeah, your first vote is the one that counts. So, the first story, and I'll post the articles for the 2 real ones in Discord after. The first story I got for you is Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, was asked if he would like to be part of the new Fast and the Furious movies, and he said no, he would not like to be part of it because he doesn't have a driver's license and would only do it if he could get a part where there was no driving. So,
you know, that'd be hilarious if Daniel Radcliffe was in the movies, but he just had to read, like, he had to just, instead of like while everybody else has cars, he just riding his broomstick. And nobody acknowledge it, and then they just treat his broomstick like it's a car. Like, oh yeah, it's got the V8 12 engine, it's got the fuel injected this and that, and just all that stuff. And we just never acknowledge the fact that
Yeah, it'd be great.
Okay, all right. That story definitely sounds fake as fuck. But all right, but let's go ahead.
Okay. The next one is while working on Fast and the Furious 9, the directors are saying that they're going to do something different with the series. They want to go with a threat that's more otherworldly. So I don't know what the fuck that means. Sounds to me like they're talking aliens in Fast 9. So that's what we're dealing with that.
See, here's the thing. That sounds completely retarded. But if you look at these movies and you look at the progression that they go with their villainy, it's not far-fetched that they do that.
And Cypher's coming back as a villain in the next one too, so you know that could play. Just saying.
All right. What's the third story, Monty? I want to say that's not true because an otherworldly threat that can only be solved by driving fast. I just don't know. But see, here's the thing. That sounds like that could be the plot to one of their movies. Because we haven't even got to Hobbs and Shaw yet. So
no, we haven't.
Right.
And the last story is there are rumors floating and talks about, and I think it's actually happening, an all-female Fast and the Furious spinoff is in the works, or possibly in the works.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so that also sounds like it's fake, but it could also be real. Damn. Okay. So the first story was Harry Potter and Harry Potter and the prisoner who drives being Fast and Furious 9. Well, he rejected being in the Fast and the Furious movies because he can't drive. The second one was Fast 9 could potentially have an out-of-world threat for them to deal with.
Yes.
And that could only be solved by fast driving. And the third story is they might do an all-female Fast and the Furious film.
Yes. Yes. So
which one of those?
One,
is
two, or three? Throw your votes in for your 7 plunger points.
Okay, let's see. I am going to go with. I'm gonna go with number 2. I don't think they outracing aliens to fucking. And Amelia agrees with me too. Everybody, go ahead and try. Vinny said, "What's next?" An all-female Ghostbusters. That's hilarious. Give Vinny plunger points for that.
Should I tell him, Hannibal?
All right, I'm calling 2. I'm calling story number 2, the Otherworldly. That's the one I think is
story
the
number 2, right? All right, and write these plunger points down for me, Zoe. All right, so the fake one is. Wait, let me get the chat. Make sure I'm ready. The fake story is story number 2.
I got one right.
You got it right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome. About got that. Y'all, just so y'all know, this is the first one I've gotten right.
I'm impressed.
I am too.
When that one popped into my head, I was like, that's actually believable.
Yeah, it was, and I was leaning away from it because I was like, no, the Harry Potter one is the fake one. All right.
Yeah, and I'll post the other 2 stories if you want. This is the shit we don't care about. I don't, sign myself up for segments where I have to read these articles to you that I read already. So, I'll post them in Discord if you're curious about them. I will post them as soon as the episode's over. And Vinny, you got your plunger points, and we'll give everybody else their plunger points tomorrow while I calculate who got the most this month. So
let's see. Yeah. Penultima and Kilo.
And look, while you look at that chat, I'm gonna show off. Let's play this video. Like, we talked about, like, Hannibal brought up the bus flipping earlier, that big bus flip, and nobody fucking died. Well, I called up, Hannibal and I were talking when we were putting this episode together, and Hannibal was, he mentioned all those crashes, and I was talking about some. We were talking about all these moments that happened. I was like, you know what? Why don't we just make a big mashup of all these impossible to survive crashes? And I was like, if there was more time, it would be great if you could make this music for me. Next thing I know, a couple hours later, Hannibal sent me the music. So.
Oh right, yeah. Monty, we were talking about some of the ridiculous crashes that take place in these movies, and how these motherfuckers never die. Yeah. These motherfuckers have like the most spectacular crashes, and then Monty asked me if I can make a beat out of Crash Into Me from Dave Matthews Band. So I made a beat out of Crash from Dave Matthews Band, and Monty made this video.
Yeah. So yeah, and American Nightmare, I'm gonna check Discord after the show, and I'll get your testimonial.
Get it. Look, if y'all get us y'all testimonials before before the end of the month, before Sunday, then you will get 200 plunger points that go towards your monthly total, and you might be in the running to be able to win the shithead of the month and then get a free piece of merch from my merch store.
Yeah, you get the Spectacular Web of Night Monkey mug. So we'll send it your way. It's got the shit show logo on it and everything.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, let's play this video of all the epic crashes from Fast and the Furious.
I'm looking at this shit, bro. There's no way you still survive that shit. I said, bro, all those people should be dead. In every single instance, and I'm just thinking about it back. I'm looking back at the footage now, and I'm seeing the scene from the end of Fast 6 where the plane crashes, and then Dom flies his car through the jet, right?
Yep.
And then the car lands perfectly on the runway. Like, he had the perfect angle, the perfect speed. His car lands exactly the way it needs to land. And then he drives forward for like 2 feet, and then for some reason, his car just flips over.
Yeah.
Like 8 times.
Yeah.
American Nightmare says all these crashes just look like traffic on I-85. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all. Matter of fact, in Fast 7.
Yep, that's the movie we're talking about next.
Okay, all right.
That's almost like you planned that shit.
I definitely didn't. But in Fast 7, so you know the scene is like Vin Diesel is chasing Jason Statham around in the car, right?
Yes.
And right, the only person that died from a crash in these movies was Han. Yep. But to be fair, he didn't die from the car crash. Yeah. He died because somebody blew his car up.
Yes.
You can still die in explosions, just not car crashes. Yep. You can survive car crashes. But like in that movie, how did that shit go down? I see now I'm getting all the movies twisted up now. In the movie where Vin Diesel's chasing Jason Statham around Los Angeles, and then they make this turn, and then all of a sudden they're not in Los Angeles, they're in downtown Atlanta, right? And not only were they in downtown Atlanta, these motherfuckers was literally in front of my old job at Phillips Arena, like in the underground parking area. And like the scene where they're in their cars, and then they just drive towards each other at full speed and just ram their cars into each other, which serves no purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That scene was like right outside my job.
Nice.
So I was like, so one of them days when I was late to work and I couldn't go because they were filming, that's what they were filming apparently.
All right, see? There you go.
There you go. I didn't know. I'm sitting up there watching this shit, and I'm like, ain't this a bitch? You motherfuckers just turned from downtown LA to downtown Atlanta.
So what grade would you give this movie?
Fast 7, bro. I got to give it a C. I don't remember how did this movie end?
Yeah. See, this one I remember. This is the one where Dom took on the helicopter and the car in the parking garage. This is the one where Jason Statham came after them and blew up Brian's house.
Yeah, I remember that. How did it end, though? Like, how did the movie end?
This one, I believe, I don't remember the end, because all of the endings blur. I couldn't tell.
I don't remember how this movie ended. I don't remember how Fast 7 ended.
Yeah, this is where The Rock's in the hospital, and The Rock shows up and rips the fucking gun off the drone and is carrying it and shooting shit.
Oh, was that the one where they were downtown? No. Is that the one where they're downtown and Dom attacks the helicopter with his car?
Yeah, and I should have put that one in here into the unsurvivable crashes. Yes.
With Jaimon Hansu? Is that this one?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where they're driving around trying to keep the signal.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is the one where Letty's back in the crew, but she has no memory.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, Dom sacrifices himself, he drives his car off a building into a helicopter, right? Yeah. And then of course the car crashes, and then he dies, and the power of love brings him back to life.
Yep. That's what it was. Yep.
That was this movie. Yeah. So I would give this movie like a C+. Like here's the thing, and maybe it's because I watched them all back to back recently, but like 6, 7, and 8 all blur together for me. Yeah. They're like one long movie, one long entertaining terrible movie.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, and that it ends with Hobbs putting Shaw in underground prison. Thank you, frustrated atheist. Yeah, and they do blend together. This one stood out to me. I enjoyed Jason Statham in this movie. I found Shaw to be awesome. I enjoy that character. He is so much fun, and I love seeing him. His introduction was great, and he was a really great, not even the villain, really great thorn in the side of the hero the entire movie, because he didn't seem to really give a shit about what was going on. It's like, no, I'm just coming after them.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I loved the ridiculousness of all of this. I thought this one had a nice flow to it. I think The Rock was a little bit underused, but maybe that's how they planned it. But I thought this movie was good. It was one of the better ones. This is probably my favorite of the Fast and the Furious. This one got a B- from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I'm not mad at that because Fast 5, 6, 7, and 8 all kind of, they're in that same range. Like, if you've never seen any of these movies, you could start there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These movies aren't so difficult where it's like, oh, I haven't seen the rest of them. I'm lost on the source material. Yeah. You don't need the source material. If anything, the source material makes them worse.
Yeah. And funny story, I saw Hobbs and Shaw first.
You saw the last one first.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah. How would you rate it on its fastness and its furiousness?
This is probably not the fastest of the movies. This movie is probably about I think this one's about a 3.5 on fast. But fury. This movie brought the fucking fury. This movie is a 5. This movie is a 5.5 on fury. Like, it goes a little over. Jason Statham was furious.
Yes.
And so was Dom, and so was The Rock. Everybody is fucking furious.
I do remember the opening scene where they show Jason Statham in the hospital with his brother, the bad guy from the previous movie, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to get the people who did this to you. And then as we see him walking out the hospital, you see the hospital completely destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the hospital is completely 100% destroyed. But I don't remember anything else about this movie. It was like, I remember that sequence, and then I don't even remember how it ends. I don't even remember how they caught Jason Statham. I don't remember. I swear to you. I'm gonna have to rewatch Fast 7 just so I can. So I can't. I don't even know if I can speak on the fastness or the furiousness. I agree. The fury was very high in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember which movie is the one where they helicopter, not they airplane dropped them on the side of the mountain.
That's this movie.
That's this movie.
Yeah. That's this movie.
That was a very cool scene. It is complete retard. It is the dumbest shit ever. It makes no sense. It's not logical.
That's because it was Tyrese's plan.
It was okay. Well, fair enough. See? There you go. Let's see. Frustrated Atheist says he gave this movie a C+. He says his favorite line is "I am the cavalry woman," and the street fight line. But I liked it a lot. But it still isn't B quality.
Come on, Frustrated Atheist. We just don't agree on these movies.
A 3.5 on fastness, a 5 on fury.
All right.
American Nightmare gives a 3.2 on fastness, a 6.9 on fury. I see what you did there. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's Fast 7.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? Oh, the other thing about this movie that I want to touch on is, so watching these movies, you know, I'm aware that that Paul Walker died.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how they're going to show that in these movies.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't know if they were going to kill his character off or how it was going to play out. So when they finally showed how it played out, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. And it almost brought a tear to my eye. Like, I almost felt like I had watched him through this journey, and I was like, oh, I'm sad now that he's not going to be in any of the movies. And that Wiz Khalifa song with Charlie Puth really hits at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it did a good job. So I give them credit where credit is due on that one. I said I got to rewatch it, though, because I don't really remember it. Like, I watched it, and I enjoyed it, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, rewatch it. This is my favorite.
Which definitely lands it in that C range on first watch. Now, that being said, what did you think about Fast 8, The Fate of the Furious?
The Fate of the Furious. This movie was weird. Like, when it started out, I didn't know what I was getting into, and at the beginning, I thought, I was like, this is where the series goes to shit, I guess. And then Dom turned on him, and I'm like, yeah, this is still stupid. I don't get it. But within the movie, I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. I'm cool with that. I believe.
Wait, hold up, real quick. Frustrated Atheist says they caught Shaw because apparently Dom can stomp a hole in concrete and have a parking garage fall on him. Right.
Yep.
That was how they caught him. I forgot about that. He did the what's the dude from what's the half horse, half human dude from the Inhumans? That's the head of security. Gorgon?
Oh, I don't remember.
Gordon? Yeah, him. He has that power. He stomps on the ground and creates thunder. Yeah, and I'm mad that was the person that I chose to reference of all the other people I could have chose to reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was how the movie, because Dom pulled out he had a gun on him and was like, I could kill you for killing Han. I'm gonna fight you with my fists. And instead he pulled out like 2 socket wrenches or some shit. And then what's his face? Jason Statham grabbed 2 destroyed parts of car.
Yeah.
Right? And that was that. Yeah, okay.
And then they leapt, like, if you look at the logo, they leapt at each other, and instead of swinging at body parts, they're like, let's clang our metal together in the air.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. All right. And we're back.
Yeah.
Also, guys, go ahead and like I said, if you haven't already, click the like button. Go ahead and consensually massage that like button.
Yes.
If you're new to the shit show, welcome for watching us. Go ahead and click the subscribe button so you can join us, for other shows that we do. And lastly, this show ain't cheap, so feel free to throw us a couple dollars. Hit us with a super chat or a nickel chat, Streamlabs. You know what I'm saying? If you give us a nickel chat, you get to hear the sweet sounds of fucking Nickelback, which is terrible. Or if you download through donate through Streamlabs, you get to hear G-Man talk about how much money he stole. That I will be bringing up when he's on the show.
All right.
And join us on Patreon for $2 a month. You guys get to see the pre-show.
There you go.
And the pre-show is awesome.
It is. It's very awesome. So anyway, back to the Fate of the Furious. Fate of the Furious, I enjoyed. I enjoyed very much. It was after I got over trying to figure out what the fuck they were doing, which I'm fine with, and it was cool. Some of my favorite scenes from Fast and the Furious movies are in this, like Jason Statham with the fucking baby on the plane. I love that fucking scene.
Okay.
Where he saves Dom's baby. I fucking love that scene. I think that scene is hilarious. It shows that these movies don't take themselves too seriously.
No, they don't take much of nothing seriously.
Yeah, we're here to have a good time. We're here to eat popcorn and laugh. You did it. You did it with this. You hear the chipmunk music playing during the fight when the baby's close. Fucking great. And then Dom gets to be a badass when he's like, that's my kid. Okay, time to whoop some ass. Then it goes on to ridiculous stunts like him jumping, and you get to see Dom miss the jump a little bit, just like jumping out of the plane. I guess he turned the wheel a little too hard in that other movie when he flipped, but he just kind of grazed the side of the submarine that when the heat-seeking missile's chasing him. Yes, this happened, if you didn't see the movie. That's what you're missing. He jumps a submarine while a heat-seeking missile is chasing him, but bumps the side of the submarine because he misjudged it a little bit. There's ice. He's not used to driving on ice. So that car flips, and he jumps out of it to not die because he realizes this is an explosion he can't survive. I don't know how they judged this, but he knew. And he hits the ground, and the rest of the team is like, oh shit, Dom's alive. That shit's exploding. We're going to drive and surround him by the cars so that he doesn't die from the explosion. And it works! So, fun, ridiculous, not taking itself too seriously. Hannibal shrank Zoe. I still not my favorite of the Fast and the Furious movies, but it was fun. I gave it a C+.
Yeah, I'm probably in like with all of like with 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm in that like C plus range with all of those movies.
Yeah.
Because they're all, I think they're all better than average. Even though I can't really. This one I remember a little bit more. I like Charlize Theron as the villain. I think she did a very good job of, she sold villainry. We had Helen Mirren randomly pop up as Shaw's mother, which I thought was dope. I like that they also, we didn't talk about Kurt Russell as Mr. Nobody.
We didn't. We didn't.
And I enjoyed Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
In the movie as well. Look, I mean, the movie's fine. Like, Frustrated Atheist actually said something that I thought was great. He says, Fate 8 is a C. It was okay, but it seemed forced to me a bit. I did like it a lot. I did like a lot of the scenes, but it felt kind of forced. You know what I mean? Yes, I do know what you mean. It seems like when they write these movies, they come up with the action scene first, and then they try to put a story around it to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel like they make these movies. They come up with the action scenes first, and then they do the rest of the movies. I mean, this movie's fine. The only issue, the big thing I remember thinking to myself is they added, in Fast 7, they added a new character to their midst named Ramsey, who is a computer hacker who is there to essentially fuck Ludacris at some point.
Yeah.
But in the movie, they always bring her on all the driving missions.
Yeah.
Why? Why is she with you? She doesn't drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's no help for you. Like, Fast 7, it made sense to bring her around because y'all had the God's Eye drive, right?
Yeah.
You need her to do this, and that, because it's all tech related with software that she created. But, like, in Fast 8, there's no reason for her to be in any of this shit. Yeah. Why y'all bringing her around on all these fucking missions and shit? Leave that bitch at home. You know what I'm saying? Also, she's played by the chick that played Missandei from Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? So if you like her in this, but you really wanted to see her naked, then go watch Game of Thrones. Because she's full frontal naked in that shit. I also thought that, there's one scene in the movie that's super duper dumb. There's a scene where, like, Charlize Theron makes Dom be a bad guy, and he steals the nuclear football to the Ukraine, I believe.
Yeah.
And Letty ends up getting the God's Eye drive. I mean, not the God's Eye, the nuclear football. And then she gets stopped in the middle of an alley by another Game of Thrones character by the name of, his character's name is Connor Rhodes in the movie, right? And she doesn't recognize who Connor Rhodes is then, but then later on they see a picture of him, and she's like, I knew I recognized him before. That's Connor Rhodes. He's blah, blah. Like, shut up, bitch. You definitely recognized him when you saw him before, all right? A fucking 6'2" Scottish dude with a big red beard. You definitely remember that motherfucker, all right?
Yeah.
That's not a face you fucking forget.
And Frustrated Atheist said they have her on the missions because she's family. So I gave him his plunger points already.
Yes. And this movie is you know what? It's a 4 on Fury. It's light on fast. So I give it a 3 on fast and a 4 on Fury. Yeah. Wait, is this no? Fast 7 is when they drop the planes from the.
Yeah.
They drop they drop them from the planes. Okay. Yeah. So this one gets this one isn't super fast, but it makes up in Fury.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This is a 4.5 on Fury for me and a 3 on Fast. So
okay.
That's
and I'm with that. 4 on Fury, 3 on Fast. I'm on the same page.
Yeah. So yeah, we're good with that one. All right. Well,
Jimmy Jackson says sounds like a Down syndrome chimp wrote that. sounds like a Down syndrome chimp wrote all these shits. Jimmy Jackson, just so you know.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Kilo asked, were you about to say she's buku naked? Yes, I was. Yes, that is exactly what I was about to say. She buku naked.
Yep.
How naked is she? She's buku naked.
How naked is that? Go watch it.
Give me 1 second, Monty. I gotta plug my phone in. 1 second.
All right. Well, while you plug it in,
talk shit about me.
Yeah, while you plug that in. Oh well, no, I guess I gotta wait for him. Yeah. So since Hannibal's stepping away to plug his phone in, I'm gonna use this moment to say, even though we're not doing teams, I want to tell y'all about the greatness that is Team Monty. So, every Thursday there's the Team Monty picnic. Like, I've seen a lot of y'all at the Team Monty picnic. We have a good time. Like, we do karaoke. We do crimes sometimes. After the picnic's over, we'll get together and my crime buddies will gather at the Team Monty picnic, and we all do crimes. Like, and the crimes are fun. Like, come join if you want to be part of Team Monty. Even though we're not doing teams, it's way better than Team Hannibal. He doesn't do crimes with you. He doesn't even do picnics. Hannibal doesn't even know how to light a barbecue grill, I'm guessing. Like, just ask him how to start up a barbecue pit. I bet he doesn't even know. Zoe knows how to do that shit. You know why? Team Monty. That's why she knows. I taught her that shit. And like I was saying, Hannibal is the best co-host I could imagine having on a show. So
what type of foolishness was you talking while I was away? As soon as I got back, I heard him talking about how great I was. I was like, "Oh, you full of shit! What the fuck you been talking about?"
Well, don't worry about it, Hannibal. But you know what? Check this shit out. Supposed to be
the barbecue was dope on the last one, Monty. What?
Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show presents.
Check that shit out. What is that? I didn't know they made them like that. I don't even understand what I'm seeing.
Remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here, this shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Check this shit out.
Niggas trip the corner gunner like, nigga.
It's gonna get noisy. This is for your ears.
There you go. That's to check this shit out. All the absolutely ridiculous and completely unbelievable shit that they do in all of these movies. But I still love them.
Yeah. There's I was like, because I was thinking when you did the Crash one, I was like, why didn't he include this? Why? I see why you didn't include it now.
Yes.
I see why you wanted to save the best for last. You wanted to save the cars jumping from one building to another building, then jumping from that building to a third building.
Yes. Like, why? Why is it? And these are the scenes that they wrote the story around. Because I guarantee you, they're like, wouldn't it be cool if they jumped a car between three buildings? So they figured out how to make that fit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat and I'm wondering what the fuck you was talking about while I was plugging my phone in. That's what I'm thinking. You know, because I see Lance Kasler says, Kilo says, I'd tell you what he said, but I ain't the snitch.
There you go. You see? He's not going to Tekashi you. But penultimate, the barbecue was dope at the last one. You're right.
What the? Okay, all right. That's cool. I'm gonna rewind it and see what the fuck you said in a second anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's all good. Yes. All right. That being said, so we are at the tail end of the episode, and we are down to the last movie, the spinoff to the Fast and the Furious series, Hobbs and Shaw, which I forgot to watch until like maybe 2 hours before we did this episode. I was on the phone with Monty, and we were getting all the last minute stuff planned for the show, and I was like, "Oh shit, I still haven't seen this movie." So I ran out to the movie and saw it, which worked out fine because I had a free movie ticket waiting on me. So there you go. I didn't have to pay. I didn't have to pay for it, and I'm glad I didn't have to use any of my money to go see this movie.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What did you think? See, I thought this was a fun popcorn movie, and that's where it stops. Good movie, It is not.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would call it a fun popcorn movie. I almost fell asleep twice in this movie. But like, look, I like Jason Statham and The Rock's chemistry together. Yeah. There's a scene where they show the two of them, like a split screen of the two of them side by side, waking up, going about their regular day, and you get a chance to see The Rock doing Rock shit. You get a chance to see Jason Statham doing Jason Statham shit. Like, look, basically, this movie is fucking Idris Elba is a black Terminator. He's a nigga cyborg.
He's
right?
the black Superman. Yeah.
Or I guess Cyborg.
Yeah.
I guess because Cyborg is already black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like he's a nigga Cyborg. He's a nigga Terminator, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill you guys because it's my job, and you can't shoot me, and I got laser eyes, and just all this dumb shit. And it's like, it's fine. There's some very cool motorcycle scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Jason Statham and The Rock work very well off each other. Helen Mirren is back. Ryan Reynolds is randomly in the movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart has a cameo that is unexpected and hilarious. You know, and that's the good stuff about the movie. What's bad about the movie is the movie.
Yeah.
You know, specifically, there's a scene at the end of the movie where they have where the big fight scene happens in Samoa, because that's where The Rock is from. And he found a way to have a fight scene in Samoa with no guns.
Yes.
Right? Where everybody had to use these ancient Samoan weapons. And all I could think when I was watching this shit, I was like, damn, man, they are literally like bending over backwards to suck The Rock's dick. These motherfuckers are like, when I watched that shit, all I could think to myself was The Rock either wrote or directed this movie. And then when the movie ends, it was like produced by The Rock. I was like, aha.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a penultimate gave it a D+. I'm not in the D range. I think it's a C movie. I think it's a forgettable popcorn flick. I think you see it and you be like, all right, cool. Like, and I made the same argument about the Bad Boys movies. I always said if you take Will Smith or Martin out of those movies, right? Or if you replace Will Smith and Martin Lawrence with two other actors, those are bad movies.
Yeah.
Like the movies aren't good by themselves. The movies are good because of the chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. That is true of Hobbs and Shaw as well.
Yeah.
This movie wins because The Rock and Jason Statham just work well together. And like, there's a scene where they're like insulting each other at a CIA office. At least I think it's a CIA office. And their insults toward each other is absolute trash.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, and then The Rock, all his best shit talking is him doing the Rock version of, The Rock's version of Stone Cold Steve Austin disses.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. You nailed
You know what I'm saying? Also, Roman Reigns is in the movie. He don't talk. There are no notes. That's just a thing that happens. So yeah, I'm this is another movie that falls in that C range. Like, I would probably just give it a solid C. Like, it's not terrible, it's not amazing. I actually didn't think Jason Statham's fighting. I don't think any of the fight scenes were very good in this movie. Like, I don't know who the choreographer was they used for it, but this wasn't the best fight scenes. And Jason Statham can fight, and The Rock knows his way around choreography, so it should have been better. Same thing with Idris Elba. I've seen him fight before.
Yeah.
So I just, wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I have fun watching it, but
Penultimate said this movie is brought to you by the Samoan Council of Tourism and Commerce.
Damn, Penultimate.
Yes.
Here are your plunger plates.
Yes. Give him this plunger plate. That's what it was. This whole movie was like, you want to come to Samoa? Well, watch this movie. And and the reasoning behind it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then also the backstory of like The Rock having a daughter and got a whole family in Samoa that he's just abandoned, and it's just like there's no context for it. It's just like, oh yeah, I don't know why I ain't never seen y'all. There was no follow up. They just gave us that information and that was it.
Yeah. They just gave it to you by saying, "Look, here it is." So, it is what it is. I give it about the same. I fall in the C range, and it's about a C. But breaking down, and I'm glad this is just Fast and the Furious Presents, because this movie was light on the Fast and light on the Fury.
Yeah,
it's an even 2.5 on both.
Yeah, it's not a Fast movie and it's not a Furious movie.
Yeah.
I think the most fury you get is in the beginning of the movie where there's a really cool scene of like The Rock and Jason Statham having to go through these respective hallways to open up these doors, and The Rock has to fight this one guy and Jason Statham has to fight like 40 guys, right? Yeah. And then they was like, hey, you can't kill these guys because we need to use their retinal scans to open the door. Jason Statham is able to open up his door. The Rock is able to open up his door super easy. But Jason Statham has to literally try all the different bodies to figure out which body is the body that opens his door. Yeah. It's a very funny moment, and it's a lot funnier. Like, I don't know if it was meant to be as funny as it was received, but like, the funniest shit in the movie was some of the dumb shit that happens in the movie. And like, there was some people in my movie in the theater with me. It was this black couple sitting behind me, and it was just like, hey, look at this plane crash. I bet everybody survives that shit.
And they did.
And that shit made me fall out laughing. And everybody survived. It was just like, planes crash, helicopters crash, planes crash, cars flip over, buses explode, nobody died, nobody's hurt. These motherfuckers just walk it off.
Yep. They drink plenty of water and take their Flintstone vitamins every day. So, yeah.
And the Frustrated Atheist asked, did we like Jason Statham's Transporter movies? So,
yeah,
I've never seen any of the Transporter movies. Like, I think I saw the first one. And it was just like, hey, get in the car, blah, blah, you're driving away. Y'all said it was going to be 4 people. It's like 5 of y'all. Somebody got to get out. And he just sits there like, I'm not moving till one of you motherfuckers get out the car. That is what I remember about the Transporter movies. I liked him in Crank, and Snatch is one of my favorite movies of all time. Snatch is actually my number 3 or number 4 favorite movie of all time.
All right.
3 or 4. It's like 3 or 4. It's that high up. I love Snatch. It was the first time I ever saw Jason Statham, and I've been a fan ever since, even though I haven't liked anything he's done as much as I love Snatch.
All right. Well,
and Snatch is awesome, and there's no fighting in the movie. Or Jason Statham wasn't even fighting in the movie. It's just a great movie.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, so
it is a great movie. Now, look, as we come to the close of the show, first off, thank you guys for everybody watching the show. Vincenzo, good to see you in the chat. Frustrated Atheist, Penultima, Mike was here earlier. Angry Roach, Sad Taper, who I missed. He said hashtag team no team. I like that. Kilo. Thank you, Jimmy Jackson. Thank you, Lance Kasler. Thank you, Skill. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Create Beats. Thank you, American Nightmare. Thank you, Grim, Christopher Eldridge. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jay Troido, and so many other people. Like I said, the show is amazing because of you guys. Like, you guys are the reason that this show works. So thank you for your donations. Thank you everybody for your Streamlabs. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your patronage. We appreciate you guys. Now, before we end the episode, I have a question, and I have been thinking about this.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat, I want you guys to join in as well. For as much as you've seen the Fast and the Furious films,
yeah,
I don't know if I want to do top 3 or top 5. I feel like I should do top 5. I want you to give me who you feel like are your top 5. There we go. Your top 5 hottest chicks in the Fast and Furious. Because listen, in these movies, you got Michelle Rodriguez, you got Jordana Brewster, you got fucking Eva Mendes is in the movies at some point. Gal Gadot is in the movies at some point. You got a bunch of hot Asian chicks that have one line in the movie. There's a lot of girls. There's a lot of stuff going on in these movies. The Brazilian chick whose name I cannot remember is in the movies. Charlize Theron is in the movie. So it's like, yeah, you want to do top 3 or top 5?
Let's go with 3.
Top 3, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, if you've seen them, give me the list of your top 3 hottest chicks. Your top 3 favorite chicks in these movies.
Yeah.
And I guess for the women that are watching the show, I don't know if there's any women watching. If you want to give us your 3 hottest dudes, or if you're a guy and you want to give us your 3 hottest dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, put them in order. Who's your bronze, your silver, and your gold. I'm curious to see who everybody.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jackson says all the Asian bitches. Frustrated Atheist says Gal Gadot is 1, Michelle Rodriguez is 2, Eva Mendes is 3. Okay, I got you. You like them when they got a little bit of brown hue in the skin. Okay. All right, I see you.
All right.
I see you, and I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. What am I thinking? I'm running through it. So let's see. I would go with I'm putting my list in order. I didn't think of lists. Let's see. I put Michelle Rodriguez as 3.
Okay.
Then Gal Gadot. Then who is it that played what's her face? The hacker. The fucking hacker on the team.
Oh, Ramsey?
Ramsey, yeah.
Oh, Miss Sunday from
Yes.
From Game of Thrones. Hold on, let me see what's her name. What is her name? Let me see if I can figure it out. Her name is, hold on, give me a second. Cast. Let's see. Oh yeah. You know what else we didn't talk about? Like fucking Gina Carano was in Fast 6, right?
Yeah.
You know, she was the chick, she was the kickboxer chick that ended up betraying The Rock, you know, and Ronda Rousey is randomly in Fast 7.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't even talk about that shit.
No.
You know, that's Tony Jaa was in one of these movies. Going crazy. Tony Jaa was awesome. They threw him down an elevator, I think, to kill him.
All right. But yeah.
Her name is. Okay, here we go. I got you. I'm about to tell you her name right now. Her name is. Okay. Her name is Nathalie Emmanuel.
Nathalie. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was Natalie, but it's got an H in it. Nathalie Emmanuel. She's from Game of Thrones.
All right.
And like I said, if you're a fan, she goes full nude.
All right. Well, there you go.
Let's see. Lance Kasler also says Michelle Rodriguez, Eva Mendes, Gal Gadot, as well. Penultimate says Michelle Rodriguez, Charlize Theron, and Jordana Brewster in no particular order. Okay. Wait. So Monty, you said Michelle Rodriguez, Gal Gadot, and Nathalie Emmanuel.
Yes.
So, okay. So wait a minute. So your top chick is a black girl.
See, there you go. There you go. How about that?
So wait a minute. So like, I find this very curious because, and I'm just asking questions, Monty. But your last girlfriend, what was her ethnicity?
Oh, here we go again. Let me think for a second. Her ethnicity was
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Sweet Halloween and collard greens.